The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Woody Johnson made a stunning admission to members of the media yesterday, and every Jet fan should be pumped up about what it could mean. We'll talk about that and more. Will Parkinson from Turn on the Jets will join us as well. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it. New intro and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby.
I wanted this job. Put your seatbelts on and get ready for the ride. And I'm ready for it. It's all about the Jets. This is bigger than me. I look forward to this. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go. Second show on the day. If you missed it earlier, Robbie Sabo, who was at the Aaron Glenn and Darren Mougey introductory press conference, was on the show. And today's show, we're going to talk about Woody Johnson. We're going to talk about the stunning comments, quite frankly, that he made yesterday to members of the media. We're also going to be joined by Will Parkinson, who will join us in just a little bit. Will is down at the Senior Bowl this week in Mobile, Alabama. So we'll talk some draft with Will, get his early thoughts on what he's hearing down in Mobile, plus get his take on Glenn, Muji, and where the Jets go from here. Reminder to everyone out there to join the Patreon if you haven't, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. When you join the Patreon, you get 20% off all items in the merch store, including our brand new We're Built for This Bleat t-shirt. Shout out to listener Sham for designing the silhouette of AG. So that's available now, and it's 20% off for all Patreon users. Plus, not only do you get your name in the intro, but you also get access to our private Discord chat. You'll get bonus shows every single month that are exclusive to Patreon and not on YouTube. And it's a great way to support me if you enjoy my content. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. For less than a cup of coffee a month, you get all that and more with your Patreon subscription. So much yesterday was made of Aaron Glenn, and even to a lesser extent, Darren Mougey. I think a lot of people were like, who is this guy? Like the 6'6" GM? Like, what does he even look like? So I think that was the focus yesterday, but I think lost in what was overall, let's call it for what it is, a really good day for the Jets. Whether you were on board the AG train from the start or not, how could you not at least be cautiously optimistic and even really excited about what Aaron Glenn and Darren Mougey could be as part of this new regime? But yesterday, Woody Johnson also met with reporters in a media scrum after the initial press conference. And here's the full exchange of Woody being asked about his involvement, meddling, letting guys do their job, and quite frankly, a stunning admission that he needs to be a better owner.
Would you consider taking like a different day-to-day involvement in the team? Because, there were a lot of reports last year that you were, heavily involved.
You don't believe those reports, do you? It was a lot of exaggeration, hyperbole. There really was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you really have to take all that stuff with a grain of salt because you don't know how much, nobody knows how involved it was. Yes, I want Aaron Glenn to coach the team. I want the general manager to manage the assets and the players, and I'll take the owner's position. I have to look in the mirror and I have to be a better owner, and I'm trying to be better.
How can you be a better owner in your view?
I think I did it today by introducing you to the two leaders of this team. That's part of it. The second is I've got to have patience or whatever. I've got to let them evolve as in these positions, which I think they will.
I mean, look, Woody Johnson's never really been a reflective guy. So for what it's worth, I appreciate him saying what he's saying there, because ultimately Woody Johnson does have to be a better owner. Now, part of being a good owner, and you guys know my thoughts on this if you've been a long listener of the show, part of being a good owner is hiring good people and then staying out of the way. Woody Johnson feels like he hired good people. I think Jet fans are cautiously optimistic. Some are, quite frankly, all in already. That Aaron Glenn's the answer, that Darren Mougey's the answer with him. But ultimately, what makes a good owner in sports is someone who hires the right people, stays out of the way, lets them do their job, and then spends money when it requires the spending money. And what Woody Johnson could do now to be a better owner, now that he has helped and ultimately signed off on the two people that are his new head coach and GM, Woody Johnson could provide Aaron Glenn and Darren Mougey with the money they're going to need to fill out their staffs. You want a top-notch offensive coordinator? You got to pay up. Top DC? You got to pay up. Top assistant coaches? You got to pay up. You want a top assistant GM? You want a top infrastructure and scouting and sports science and analytics and all the things that NFL teams do nowadays? You got to pay up. And Woody really has never been one to be cheap. But this past year, it was so obvious what was happening. We should have really talked about this more in real time. When the Jets fired Rex Hogan and then Chad Alexander left, Woody Johnson, I'm sure, told Joe Douglas, hey, don't replace those guys because you might not even be here. Joe Douglas never replaced his two key lieutenants in the front office that left last year, which was another sign that Joe Douglas was certainly on the hot seat. And we know Robert Saleh was obviously on the hot seat because Woody Johnson fired him 5 games in. And in hindsight, he should have been fired at the end of last season if Saleh, despite however you think of him as a coach, whatever, if he was only going to get 5 games. So, Woody can be a better owner by, now that he has his people, let him do their job. And when they ask for money to sign a top assistant GM, when Aaron Glenn says, hey, I want Nick Caley, it's going to cost this to get him, or I want Tanner Engstrand from Detroit, the other offensive coordinator name that's rumored, pay up. You can't be cheap with the coaching staff. Woody's not cheap with the facilities. Woody's not been cheap when it comes to free agents and paying players. He has spent money. But this past year, he really didn't. And I think that was more so not having faith in the powers that be that were running the show. But he says he needs to be a better owner. He says he's going to take a step back, let them do their job, let them evolve into their roles. I mean, look, these are 2 first-time guys, but the expectations are the Jets got to be way better right away than they've been, period. There's talent on this team. So, look, it's not nothing from Woody there. That to me is better than a lot of what we've had from this guy. And, the thing with Woody, too, that I don't know a lot of people realize this, Woody didn't hire Joe Douglas or Robert Saleh. So I think part of the reason why Woody felt like he could fire Saleh and do better, or maybe never connected with them and lost patience with them, is Woody wasn't here when those guys were hired. He wasn't. Now, he owned the team, but he was in London. He was Trump's ambassador at that time. Those were Christopher Johnson hires. So Woody clearly is connected to the guys he brought in here. He obviously has a real relationship with Aaron Glenn. You listen to Aaron Glenn talk about Woody Johnson and vice versa, you could see there's a real relationship there. And Aaron Glenn said he asked the questions he needed to ask Woody about the reported meddling and the athletic stories. And he said, all I care about Woody is I know he wants to win. Everything else will take care of itself. And I do believe Woody Johnson wants to win. The key for Woody Johnson now is going to be to stay out of it and let these guys do their job. And once again, because this is a real thing, provide the financial resources they're going to need to fill out Glenn's coaching staff and Muji's front office. Because there are guys in the Jet front office, by the way, that have been around since Izek and McCagden. Like, there are some guys there that, quite frankly, if you've been here for the entire playoff drought, you shouldn't still be in the Jet front office. You shouldn't be. There's got to be some fresh blood that comes in. And hopefully Darren Mougey is a 39-year-old, third youngest GM in the league. Part of the reason why you hired him is so he could provide some fresh perspectives and bring in some fresh ideas and hire new people in scouting, in player science, in analytics. And obviously with Glenn, he's going to need money to fill out his staff. But those are good comments from Woody Johnson. And the other thing he said before we bring on Will Parkinson, who's about to join us, he once again reiterated that the decision on Aaron Rodgers will be left up to Muji and Glenn, and that's what it should be. And when they asked Woody if he'd give his own opinion, he didn't take the bait. He said the company line, it's going to be up to them. And we know Aaron Glenn dominated that media scrum yesterday. We played that on the first show today. An all-time answer by Glenn. So now we wait. But That's not nothing from Woody. And hopefully, because he feels like he made these hires, right? These are his hires. He sits back and lets them do their job now. And time will tell, right? No one's chanting sell the team at James Dolan anymore. He hired Leon Rose. He hired Tom Thibodeau. And he has stayed out of the way. And he has let them do their job. But part of the Knicks' success is they're good at their job. We'll find out if Muji and Glenn are good at theirs the same way Leon Rose and Tom Thibodeau are exceptional at theirs. Before we bring on Will Parkinson, reminder, our biggest raffle prize ever, as Maniac Raffle number 14, in honor of the Super Bowl. We're throwing it back to the MVP of Super Bowl III. A Joe Namath signed helmet is the grand prize of our next raffle, which will be probably next week or when I get back from New Orleans that Monday. So if you want in, gift the membership, and that will get you the amount of raffle tickets you gifted. Plus, grand prize number 2, a signed Joe Klecko helmet. Grand prize number 3, a signed Aaron Glenn photo. So those are the top 3 prizes. So thanks to everyone for your support. The more we get membership-wise, the bigger the prizes will be going forward. So thanks to everyone who continues to support this channel. Let's say hello right now, live from Mobile, Alabama, to our guy, Will Parkinson, the host of the Turn on the Jets podcast. Will Pa, how's Alabama?
It's good, man. It's good. A little sunburn. I'm in my brother's apartment, so definitely not my usual background, everything like that. But hey, man, we're making it work.
Does your brother live in Alabama?
My brother works as a scout for the Senior Bowl. So yeah.
Why didn't I know this? That's incredible.
Yeah, he's an NFL scout. It's pretty cool. So he's working. He lives in Mobile right now. So pretty cool. It's good to see him.
That's awesome. So it's a family affair for you down there. So
family affair. We're roaming around the sidelines of Mobile.
I love that. So we'll get to what Glenn and Muji had to say yesterday. I'm sure you heard at the end there me talking about Woody. But real quick, just kind of set the scene for us at the Senior Bowl this week. Who are some of the standout players, and what's the early buzz? I know it's only one day of practice so far, right? But give us a little feel.
I would say the biggest buzz is everyone kind of wishes Dylan Gabriel wasn't 5'9". He was fantastic today, and you expect that. He's a 6-year senior. He played a lot of college football. Anyone that watched college football, obviously watched Oregon, was like, wow, it'd be really cool if it just stinks. It's like he's not going to go above round 6 because he's 5'10", 200 pounds, but he was by far the best quarterback today. And Shamar Stewart's the guy for me that probably the guy that's going to go the highest, him and Walter Nolan, of the guys that are here and practicing. Shamar Stewart's a beast, man. If you told me Shamar Stewart goes in the top 10, I wouldn't be shocked. And so he's one of those names where maybe at 7's pretty rich. I don't know that I would take him at 7, but there's somebody who's going to take him in the top 12 picks, and because he's 6'4", 290 pounds. He runs a 4.5. He's extremely fast. He's 34.5 inch arms, which is insane. He's 7-foot wingspan. He's built in a lab. He looks like Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney, and he had 1 sack this year. A million pressures. He's like Jared Verse in terms of anyone that watched it. Why does Jared Verse have 4 sacks and 96 pressures? It's like he can't finish at the quarterback right now. But he's someone that kind of stood out. Some of the backs stood out. Some kind of lesser names, guys that could be potentially options for the Jets. Mason Taylor, Jason Taylor's son. Jason Taylor was out there today. It was pretty cool.
Was Joy Taylor out there?
Joy Taylor was not.
Maybe not practicing, but was she there observing, taking it all in?
You never know. You never know where she's going to be.
That's right.
Or never mind. No, he's a guy that maybe you look at in round 4, do the Jets try to double up on tight end again? Does they have to rebuild that room? He's a name that I think he's a guy that I would watch out for. Taking it all in. Jesus Christ. Jack Besh is another one. Obviously, his brother Tiger, tragically died in the New Orleans, terrorist attacks. But he looks like a little bit like Puka, the way he plays. Maybe he's a guy in round 4, the Jets snag, and he's probably going to run the high 4.5s. And it's not like he's not a special athlete, but he's a big dude and can play slot. And, he runs people over, can catch punts. So. Yeah, there's a bunch of good names here. A lot of Membu unfortunately was sick today. He's an offensive lineman I wanted to watch. So yeah, there's a lot of good names here. The quarterbacks are obviously always the story. Jackson Dart did not I wouldn't say had the best day, fumbled a bunch of snaps. And Jake, you have to remember, these guys, most of them never played under center, and they've never called plays in a huddle. And so, you get to see a lot of the arm talent in 7-on-7 and 1-on-1s, things like that. But you just don't, they're not used to going under center, calling a full play in an NFL huddle. So it's certainly interesting. Arroyo, the tight end out of Miami as well, kind of came out of nowhere this year. He ended up coming into Mobile at 251 plus pounds, he's a big boy. Like he runs a little bit, Jake, like Isaiah Pacheco, but in like a tight end body, where it's like he's trying to kill every ant on the ground, but he moved really well. He had a really good day. So those are just some names. Again, got some guys at tight end, some edge rushers. Riley Leonard had a nice day. I'd love the Jets to draft Riley Leonard in round 5, and maybe he's a career backup, but he's a lot of fun. So those are just some names, I would say I'd watch out for.
We're talking with Will Parkinson in his weekly spot on the show. Flexible schedule, of course, with all the news with the Jets, with the press conference, and Will down in Mobile. Will, as far as yesterday, look, I don't want to make too much of a press conference, but I think you're also allowed as a fan to be excited. And I think as a Jet fan, I'm really excited for Aaron Glenn. And I was someone where he wasn't my first choice. I definitely understood why he was a top candidate. To me, it was more about, hey, I want an experienced coach because this job is not easy. I think it's one of the hardest jobs in sports. And that was my thought process. But I'll admit, Aaron Glenn didn't sound like a first-timer yesterday. And I think so much of it is truly because he's been here before. He understands what he's taking on. He understands this media. Like just his interactions yesterday in the media scrum, I thought were so impressive. And really, the way he pushed back on some of the Rodgers questions and set the tone. And when Samiti tried to ask him about being close to Parcells, he made it clear that he's my mentor, but I'm not him. Like I don't know. I was really blown away with Aaron Glenn throughout yesterday. What were your thoughts watching it as well?
Yeah, I would say a couple of things stood out, Jake. I think the country club, I've said this on your show before, the country club atmosphere is over. I think he's in command of the room. It's his organization. He is going to be the front man. There is no BS. You could just tell, man. And like, I talked a lot about why I thought the hire was important. Yeah, we overrate sometimes. Oh, this guy played in the league, or this guy, this guy grew up in New York. And it's cool. And that stuff's, obviously awesome, right? You can connect the players, and maybe, he wore the jersey, man, for a long time, and understands the media, understands the Johnsons, understands the pressure of that Jet. Like the Jets fan base expects greatness, and unfortunately has not seen a lot of it. But like people here don't diminish their expectations. Like they expect, it's the same thing with the Knicks. Like every year, like even when the Knicks we're not good, you still win in every year. Like, nope, we should be beating every single team. That's the way that's a great mindset to have. But it's a different pressure. It's not Carolina. It's not Arizona. It's not these other places. If we win, it's awesome. But like no, it's everything here. And I think Glenn knows that. So I thought he was awesome yesterday. I thought he came out. He got ahead of the Rodgers stuff. He got ahead of these different things where, he could have sat back and got pelted with questions. He's nope. Like, this is this is a different regime. I'm not Robert Saleh. I don't need to be liked by everybody. If I'm liked by no one, but I win, who gives a crap? I was just full-fledged. I went Aaron Glenn on you right there. But no, look, I really liked what he had to say. I liked
I'll give you Aaron Glenn.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, that was awesome. And I saw people clowning on that. Oh, dude, does that mean you're built for losing? Yeah, the whole point is we're not going to get broken by like little things. And I think Glenn's going to change the mentality around a lot of a victim mindset. It feels like sometimes around the Jets, or an oh, poor me, little blame game. You just notice too much of it sometimes. And I'm like, hey, like we got to be better than that. Like that's, I remember the Colts game. They obviously give up the drive at the end, and it's like who's finger pointing here, finger pointing there. Look, Aaron Glenn came up with Bill Parcells, Sean Payton, and Dan Campbell. Pretty damn good people to be around.
For what it's worth, as Chris points out here with our super chat, Belichick was his DC too, so he was around some of the
DC. Todd Bowles was his corner coach, and Todd Haley was the receivers coach of that staff.
Pretty good.
Not only is it a great staff, and Charlie Weiss and Romeo Crennel and the whole thing, but like, dudes, most of the dudes are assholes. Like I want the Jets to hire Todd Haley badly. You know why? Do I think that Todd Haley is the most bright 2025 offensive mind? No, I don't. You know why I want Todd Haley? Because he's a lunatic. And the Jets need a little more crazy, like in a good type of crazy, an intense, like I want to rip your face off crazy that they frankly just haven't had, man. Like I just don't feel like there's been enough Mike Westhoffs in the building where Mike Westhoff would like literally he's like barely almost died on the field like coaching, and it's like he does it just it means something to him and it's like it's infectious with the players. So yeah, I don't know, Jake. I know it's a press conference. I know Liam Cohen and Duval. Like, that was weird, and it's fine. Maybe he ends up being a great coach. I like Liam Cohen. Maybe his scheme is going to be awesome. The Jets needed something yesterday for the fan base to be like, we've heard all this great stuff about Aaron Glenn. Maybe people that weren't necessarily as high on him kind of were looking for, like, give me a reason to buy in. And I thought he gave that to you, and that's the bottom line.
Beast Breaker.
It was a weird one yesterday for Liam Cohen. There's no doubt about that.
There was a lot of weird moments. I didn't fully get the deal there. It was weird.
It's like, oh, we're going to fire Balky and then give a guy who's been a coordinator 1 year all this power. Like, he might be a great coach, but that's wild how quickly that turned. But
yeah, like I feel like Aaron Glenn's like really paid his dues. And
he's an older coach too. Like, you think about some of these like boy geniuses coach, they're like in their late 30s, early 40s. Like, I looked it up earlier. Aaron Glenn, I think Aaron Glenn is in his early 50s. He's 52 years old. So, yep. Like, he's not old by any means, but traditionally he's a little older than a lot of guys who get their first opportunity to be head coaches.
Yeah, 100%. That's why, like, he's done everything, man. Like, we heard some of the story he told. I think Antoine asked a question about how he got into scouting and stuff, and we'd heard he got into it, but he talked even more in depth about how, like, Parcells was like, no, if you want to be a head coach, you got to learn everything. Start as a scout, work your way up, do some QC stuff, do assistant position coach, lead DB coach, defensive coordinator. Like, he's done everything, man. Like, there's no stone unturned. He has done everything except to be a head coach. And again, it's going to come down to winning football games, right? Like, no doubt about it. There's nothing else that matters other than winning on Sundays and Thursdays and Saturdays and Mondays. But all intensive purposes, it's hard to, as a Jets fan, like, how can you not get excited? It's one of your own.
Who wanted this?
Who wanted you? He didn't want anyone else. He wanted you. He wanted to be here. As Jets fans, like, I think, Jake, I don't know, it's a bigger conversation, obviously, but I think part of what was so kind of bummed everyone out about Rodgers not working out the way we've all wanted is, like, it felt like Rodgers wanted us. It's like no one wants to play quarterback for the Jets. Like, Aaron Rodgers wanted to play quarterback for the Jets, and it's like it just
he was all in, and he took a huge pay cut. Yeah, man. I mean, I think you're spot on with that. That's why it hurts that it hasn't worked out. Why we'll get into Rodgers coming up here. Why I want him back. You and I could talk about it, but I still want him back. I want to give a huge shout out to Chris here. Not only did he have the first super chat of the show, but he just dropped 20 channel memberships for the people. What does that mean? That means this.
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive one ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
And they're epic for Super Bowl week, baby. Joe Willie Namath signed helmet with display case and authenticated certificate. Joe Klecko signed Hall of Fame inscription helmet. And then Aaron Glenn signed photo are the top three prizes for our 14th raffle. And Chris, you are in for 20. I don't want to read 20 names right now because I want to keep the conversation with Will going because time is limited with him down in Mobile. But I brought up Aaron Rodgers. Well, I want him back with a couple stipulations, right? He's all in for a new offensive scheme, whoever the offensive coordinator ends up being. He takes a reasonable pay cut, which then is used to bring back Devontae as well. But to me, when I evaluate the options out there, assuming Rodgers is on board with those first two things I mentioned, and he wants to play, which would be the third thing, I think he's their best chance to be a good team next year, and I want him at quarterback. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think you mentioned it there. I have a few stipulations. I am not confident he wants to play. So that's kind of I think the number one option is he retires. I think if he plays, he's going to play for the Jets. There's obviously potential other options. Maybe I don't know if New Orleans overhauls Carr and there's like the McCarthy stuff. Sure, we could kind of go down that route. I think, Pittsburgh kind of already put out like it's not going to happen. The Giants are going to draft a quarterback. All that said, I think the option most realistic is he does not play. And I think if he wants to play and he wants to play for the Jets, the whole I want to play for the Jets, the whole thing. I need two things to happen. More than anything. There's really three, but the two that are most important to me. he is not playing on the same contract. It's not happening. The Jets are not getting screwed with a $70 million cap hit when he retires the year after. You got it. I'm not in anyone's pockets, but it's either redoing the bonus. Is it a different way to like, is it a highly incentive laden contract where like the more games he, do they do something like that? I'm not saying to take the money out of his pocket, but I just don't think you can't, the current contract is not doable. Number two, and I think more importantly, him and Garrett have to have a true, like, maybe it's a yell at each other for 25 minutes and then they, like, get it out of your system. I can't do another year of him and Garrett not on the same page majority of the year. Garrett kind of upset. He's not loving it. Rodgers mad at Garrett. Like, that cannot happen. And lastly, Jake, whoever the offensive coordinator is, Rodgers is a guy on the team now. There's no more, like, I love Aaron. And like under Robert Saleh, it should have been Aaron's team, but it's Aaron Glenn's team now because he's the future of this organization. If Rodgers wants to be a part of that and wants to take a small pay cut, I'm not asking him to play for free. I'm just saying, like, rework some of that bonus.
And the spin is it goes to Devontae to keep him around.
Yeah, sure. Like, I'm all good with, like, dude, Rodgers is the best option for them next year at quarterback. I'm not like debating that at all. But if you told me Rodgers is going to cost them upwards of $60, $70 million in total for 1 year, and it's going to go like horribly in terms of
non-starter, yeah,
it's a non-starter. Then I'm good, man. Like, if you're not all in, you're not all in, and I'm not blaming him. I'm not telling him he has to be all in. I would understand him and be like, hey, man, I'm 40. I played for 41. Played for 20 years. I've won 4 MVPs. I'm going to walk in the Hall of Fame. I got 500 touchdowns. The whole thing. Would totally get it. But if he wants to play, he wants to play for the Jets, and he's open to doing whatever it takes to be able to get him the best supporting cast, and he's going to be in lockstep with Aaron Glenn, sure. You draft the guy on day 2 or day 3. You have him, Tyrod, and, if Jordan Travis can practice at any point, that'd be awesome too. They compete, and that draft pick gets to sit under Aaron Rodgers for a year and Tyrod and, play all the preseason reps, and, hopefully he's ready to go for 26, and maybe you draft another guy in 26, and it's like, may the best man win. Sure. Like, I'm all in with that, dude. I really am. I just have this weird feeling, Jake. I kind of feel like it's over. I'm not saying it's 100%. Like, that's not 100% I know anything. It's just feels a little bit more like it's like a Fields Tyrod rookie thing than it is Rodgers. But again, I'll just reiterate, there is a world in which he comes back, and I think it's a W. There's things like the Garrett thing needs to be solved. That's a non-starter for me. That is like, you have got to be on the same page, or else, like, sorry, I'm not prioritizing 1 year of you versus 5 to 7 years of Garrett. I can't do it.
No, they got to run a real offense too, and I think part of the issues
run the plays that are called.
Well, that's part of it. I also think they need to have an offense that could run the football. Like, the Jets draft 2 running backs to go with Breece Hall, who's already a star. They have an offensive line that, individually speaking, there's talent there. Like, your left tackle is really
good.
Real
offensive line coach would be cool.
Yeah, like a slash run game coordinator, right? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, we look at Aaron Rodgers, and if you view him through the lens of you're going to need him to throw 40 touchdowns for your offense to be good, he's not that guy, and that's okay. But if you view Aaron Rodgers through the lens of he'd be a bridge quarterback similar to what Phillip Rivers was for the Colts a couple years ago when they won 11 games before they transitioned to eventually drafting a quarterback, similar to what we have seen from other bridges around the league where they come in and stabilize things. Like Chad Pennington in 06, I think, is a great example of like the type of year the Jets can have next year if Rodgers is healthy with better coaching around him. Like, that Jet team was supposed to be bad. They win 10 games. They make the playoffs. Eric Mangini's the man genius. Like that to me is kind of what we're talking about here. Like, Rodgers is the best of all the options, and I think he still wants to play because I was with you. I thought he might retire, but then I heard him 2 weeks ago on McAfee. He didn't sound like a guy that was done to me. And listening to McAfee today, they were talking about it on the show that they think Aaron still wants to play, and Pat was like, I didn't think it'd be with the Jets, but now after yesterday, I'm not so sure. I just think that meeting with Glenn and Rodgers goes well. I could see it working for 1 year.
I can see Glenn or any coach. We talked about this, Jake, with Vrabel too. Like, I could see him being like, hey man, like, you want that high floor, year one, can we win 9 or 10 games? make the playoffs, I buy myself an extra 2 years anyways. Then I can kind of, develop the young guy the next year and take some of the bumps and bruises, but hopefully the roster is better, so it evens out. I get all that for sure. Like I said, I'm open to it. I think there's a world in which it's the best scenario for the Jets. I get it. I just those kind of stipulations for me are the only, and they're so important because they need some of the roster flexibility from a compensation perspective. They can't have Rodgers walk away after 25 and then owe him $70 million 1 year. Like, that's not going to work. The Garrett thing's important. And like I said, I'm not saying Rodgers has to be like a nobody on the team. I just mean, like, you're not bigger than the head coach anymore. And if he's open to all that stuff, great. Let's roll. Like, let's get your young guy. Like I said, your young guy, Tyrod, sure, bring Devontae back and, pepper him and Garrett with targets. And, like, hey, the new coach will fix a lot of the time management stuff and we'll get the defense right. And this team will be really good. I'm cool. Like, let's roll. But I just have I just have a hard time seeing it happen, but there is definitely a world in which this ends up being the case.
Would you say it's more likely now than it was a couple weeks ago? Because even some of the people that were like, there's no way he's back, like some of the guys on the beat who were like, there's no way, even they're starting to soften their stances on, well,
I would say I thought it was pre-Bills game. I think I was at like 50 to 60% he was back. I dropped down to like 10%. I'm probably now at 20. But so it's gone up. Yeah. I guess to answer your question, yes, it's gone up. There's still just part of me that like feels like this is the classic politically correct, Darnold's our guy. We're going to protect his family and like trade him 3 weeks later type of thing. Like it could come out in 4 days that Rodgers doesn't want to play and the Jets are going to cut him. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's that. There's also the world in which they go out to Malibu or whatever and they meet with Rodgers and they're like, hey, I'm in. So I agree with you. It's certainly gone up. That's at least the way I would say.
Kyle Clifton in the house. He super chats. AG couldn't get into coaching young while playing. Yeah, I mean, that's also true. He had a very long career. So
yeah, of course. That's one of the biggest struggles for former players that want to get into coaching. You got to start from the bottom. And a lot of these guys are like, dude, I just gave 30 years of playing this game between, Pee Wee to high school, college to the pros. Like, I don't really want to have to be someone's bitch as a QC. Like, it's hard. It's not easy.
Stack is asking everyone to like the video. Why? Because right now, watching this phenomenal program, if I do say so myself, we have 526 of you in here, but there's only 151 likes. So, Will, I'm bad at math, but I would say the math is not mathing. So everyone click the like button. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you guys check out Will's podcast, Turn on the Jets. And by the way, Will, I don't know if you spoke to Mr. Caparoso and Mr. Rodgers over at Badlands, but I will officially be joining you guys on stage for a segment during the live podcast taping you guys are doing in April.
Let's go, dude. 150 tickets are sold. Make sure you guys get your tickets. See Jake, see myself, some special guests potentially. There's
Aaron Glenn. He's coming.
Maybe.
He's coming, man.
Yeah, he's coming.
I don't know if you know this, but he's built for this shit.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Yeah, man. Are you ready for the Glennaissance? Do you feel it?
I feel it, man. I feel it in my bones.
Love that. As far as Muji goes, Will, what's the buzz on him? I mean, people all around the league. Obviously, your brother is literally a scout for the Senior Bowl. But just talking to your context, what can you share about Darren Mougey? Because I feel like we know who Aaron Glenn is. We're Jet fans. We watched him. We followed his career as a coach. Darren Mougey seemingly came out of nowhere. Your thoughts on him as a GM? What are you hearing?
Yeah, I think there's optimism there. I think there's some unknown for sure. I think that's one of the exciting and also a bit scary, things is there's some unknown. I think there's a chance he's awesome, but I think he's a much more optimistic hire than Newmark or Trey Brown were going to be. I felt by far the best of him of the three candidates. He's going to be in lockstep with Glenn. I think he's not afraid to challenge him. He played in the league. He's teammates with, KOC and, Tanner Eggstrand, or however you pronounce his name, in Detroit. So he's got connections there. He's done a good job. He's a Super Bowl. You talk about a fast riser. I mean, this guy got into scouting in 2013. He's an assistant GM by 2021. I mean, that's no joke, man. And they've had some really nice drafts the last 4 years with very minimal draft capital. He's gone through extensions with Patrick Surtain and Quentin Miners. They've drafted a franchise quarterback without a top 10 pick. They handled the biggest dead cap hit in the league and the hardest division in the league this year. So there's a lot of reasons to like him. I think Glenn will be the front man, but there's a lot of reasons to like Muji, and I think at least there's a reason to be optimistic, at least, at this point.
Does it concern you about the height differential between Glenn and Muji, Will?
I almost said, wow, that looks realistic. And it honestly looks almost as crazy as the actual one.
This is real. What do you mean?
No, yeah. Aaron Glenn's definitely not actually Muji's probably the one that's like more stretched out, right? Yeah, it's gotta be Muji.
Well, I could tell you, we've already gotten to work on what we could do with Muji, like this. You familiar with the movie Porky's? Great teenage sex comedy from the early 80s.
That was pretty good stuff right there.
Shout out to Gator. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. That's all him. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line for Will. Once again, if you're tuning in late, he's at the Senior Bowl. So if you have any draft-related questions or anything from day one of Senior Bowl practice, you can write that in, and I will make sure we address it on the show. Kyle with a super chat. Biting kneecaps can be from Glenn. Kyle, what do you mean by this? I'm not sure. Biting kneecaps came
from Glenn, maybe.
Oh, he's saying biting kneecaps came from Glenn.
I think
maybe.
I'm trying here, man.
I'm trying. He paid good money for it. That's $1.99, man. That's almost a subway ride in New York City these days.
Yeah, we just get Jake paid, man.
Dennis Gorman writes in, Jake, my son is very excited to hang out with you and all his friends on February 1st. He can't wait. Well, Dennis, I have a mustache for your son right now, so I can't wait to see Charles. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Hit the like button again if you're just tuning in. Question for you, Will. Has Darren Mougey extended Garrett Wilson yet?
He's going to extend Michael Clemens, maybe Greg Zerline. Who else can we? Irv Charles.
Hassan Reddick.
Irv Charles gets a 6-year extension. No, it's I think that's got to be one of the. I truly think that'll be one of the first conversations of like, where are we at? Like, are you open to an extension? What are you generally targeting? Can we hammer out some at least like preliminary numbers? That would be the right thing to do.
Let's mix in some calls with Will before we say goodbye. Michael is first up on the Gusbuster hotline today. What's up, Michael?
Hey, how you doing, guys? My question was a couple of questions with Aaron Rodgers. At 41 years old, sometimes it's hard to change your ways. You know, if you're the guy that ran the show, your comment with Garrett Wilson, Aaron likes his guys. He targets his guys. And I don't know if that's going to be so easy for him to change.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's one of the biggest problems. It's like, it's not Aaron's fault. Like, as we get older, we all get more stubborn. And when you're 20 years into a career, like, you do it the way you want to do it. So that's why I just have not trepidation. I don't know if that's the right word. I just am cautious on, like, is Aaron really willing to run a different offense? Or, I'm not saying he's not. I think it's a lot harder of a conversation than we're maybe letting on of, like, you got to do things a little different. And I just don't, is he even like watch his game too? Like, I still think Aaron can play at a really high level, but a lot of his game was running around and being a kind of kid in the backyard. It was a lot of Aaron Rodgers. We people kind of forget about that. It's maybe not necessarily as much of what he does anymore. So, again, it's not that he can't be a good quarterback. It's not that he wouldn't be good here. I just don't think it's as much of a slam dunk as like, oh, Aaron Glenn's here, so he's instantly the guy. Like, I think there's at least there needs to be at least some conversation around some of those other things, as you mentioned.
Right. And with the quarterbacks, do you see anybody in this draft outside the first round? Because for us, because everyone is saying, okay, what do you think? These two quarterbacks are going first and second, supposedly.
Yeah.
Okay. If they were in last year or next year, would they be anywhere near the first round or the end of the first?
Cam probably would be Cam would have gone maybe around where JJ went, maybe like in the teens. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Shador guy. He's not 200 pounds, doesn't have a huge arm. His pocket awareness is really bad, and he's not an elite athlete. So like, he's a really accurate quarterback. He's a playmaker for sure. He's got a lot of the charisma, and like he's got all those traits, but he takes a ton of sacks, and he kind of just stands in the pocket forever, and it's a little worrisome. Outside of the first round, look, I think the guys like Will Howard and Kyle McCord are interesting names. They're guys that played forever in college. Dylan Gabriel, again, as I mentioned, like he's going to go in the 6th round because he's tiny, but I'm going to keep saying this. I really like Riley Leonard. I know like he's not the most polished passer of all time, but at least he's a guy I feel like he could do enough throwing the football, and you could do fun, some fun goal line packages and short yard stuff. He likes to run the football. He's won in college. He's like, by all accounts, I've met him. He's by all accounts like literally a 10 out of 10 human being. Kyle McCord again is an interesting one, experienced player. Jackson Dart, I'm indifferent. He's very talented, but
throws a lot of picks.
Throws a lot of picks. He doesn't quite hit the 6'2", 220, kind of traditional meter there. Never really played under center, so you worry a little bit about that. All these guys have question marks, right? But Howard's certainly an interesting one. Dart's an interesting one. Milrow, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
How do you look today? I got a question from
ball comes out
Rob
really slow, dude. It's like get rid of the football, and it's like hold, and then it's like 85-mile-an-hour fastball. Should have said 95, but he's got a great arm. He throws the ball really hard. He's got really small hands. He's got like Kenny Pickett-sized hands, which is really hard to be accurate in the league. So, he's a special athlete, and he's a great kid, and like I hope he does well. The arm, the accuracy mixed with small hands, I don't know. It's really, really tough you can't overcome things that like like I said, Dylan Gabriel, if he was 6'4", would be the number 1 pick in this draft, no question. Problem is he's 5'10", 200 pounds, and he's a short 5'10". He's not he's not close to the 6 foot. He's closer to 5'6". So it is what it is. Like I hope he has a great career, but he's not gonna be able to see. So yeah, those are just some names I would throw out.
Well, thanks, guys. I enjoyed both your shows, and Jake ordered my Aaron Glenn jersey already. I'm gonna be wearing that every Sunday instead of my Wilson jersey.
Well, which Wilson?
Oh, Garrett. Come on.
Well, I have a question for you. Where did you order a Glenn jersey from? I've been looking.
You can go on. I saw one on the Fanatics last week.
And did you have to customize it to say Glenn, or was Aaron Glenn already?
No. I had to get it customized.
Okay, that's what I was going to say, because the Jets themselves, I don't know if they're selling it yet. They should.
No, because I checked, and you know what? Even Fanatics, it's hard to get. Like I used to get the limited jerseys with the stitching and everything.
Yeah.
And now they don't even make them anymore. Like it's tough to get the jersey you want now.
It is. Michael, good insight there. Appreciate that. Good call. Yeah, I mean, the problem is Michael Rubin's spending too much time at these white parties every summer and less time to make quality jerseys for us. You see what the MLB jerseys look like this year? What are we doing here? Will, your thoughts on Kyle McCord? That is the draft question I have for you here from NYJ.
I'm intrigued. Depends on where you're talking in round 4, round 5. Sure. I've seen some people try to put him as like a round 2 prospect. I'm not sure that's necessarily where he fits in.
Ron Weiss wants to know, did Will say Dart was not doing well?
I don't think he had the best day. It was day 1. There's a lot of under center stuff, a lot of calling plays in the huddle. Just, it's something he's never really done before. So I wouldn't say he had the best day, but, early in the week, a lot of those guys, quarterbacks, it's hard day 1. You're throwing to guys you've never thrown to before. coaches you've never worked with before. So I wouldn't read too much into it. But again, he didn't have the best day I've ever seen.
Comments, questions, super chats for Will. Big fella says, does Dart really throw a lot of picks outside of 2022? He's been pretty accurate, 5 and 6 interceptions to 23 and 29 touchdowns. I'm not sure.
He had a couple rough moments. The Florida game in particular is like, it's hard to like get out of your head. I would go back and watch the end of that Florida game. He threw 3 picks in 2 drives to try to go win it on the road in Florida. They needed that game, and he just kind of combusted. And so, I just don't know that I don't know. There's things about him I'm just not like totally sold on. He's got a whole process to kind of couple more days this week. And, he's got his pro day and combine, all this stuff. I don't think I'm not quite as high on him as maybe everybody else is, or like at least a lot of social media and Twitter is.
25 writes in, not at Senior Bowl, but thoughts on Tyleik Williams.
I
say his name right? I don't know who this is.
I'm sure you did. I just think I'm just going to take a great look at him. I'm trying to watch a million different guys today. It's like hard when you're roaming around the field.
He wasn't at the Senior Bowl, so don't worry about it. He was just asking for an evaluation on it.
Yeah, I have to watch more tape. I have like only gotten into like the Senior Bowl guys so far, really, and like the some of the big ones, just because like the coaching search has taken up like a majority of my time.
And last one here from Rico the Pup, who says, what do you think of the tight ends of the Senior Bowl, particularly Elijah Araro from Miami came in bigger than expected?
He was really good. Yeah, he was really awesome today. He was exciting. He had a really good day. He's a guy that's going to probably rise all week. He did great in one-on-ones. He's a big dude. So came out of nowhere this year, and he's definitely someone I would keep my eye on.
Will, what do you have coming up on the podcast?
TOJ Pod, Turn the Jets Talks. I'm looking, there's a lot coming up. We're going to talk a lot of Senior Bowl, talk a lot of coaching, and things like that. So yeah, I would, I'm definitely like, there's a lot to check out. I would say there's plenty of content on the feed. I appreciate it. Obviously, always having me. Sorry, my brain's absolutely fried.
You were in the sun all day.
I look like it.
Well, you know what? Enjoy it, because it's cold as hell here in New York.
Yeah, I know. It's at least nice being in this type of weather.
I'll be in New Orleans next week, so hopefully we get good weather down there too.
There we go.
It's happening. Is Connor doing Super Bowl this year? By the way, I got to text him. So I want to get him on the show again.
I believe he is.
All right, I'll get him on the show.
Yeah,
again.
no, I think he definitely is. I'm pretty sure.
Beautiful. Well, all the love. Appreciate you.
Thanks so much. Enjoy.
Will Parkinson, host of the Turn of the Jets podcast. Check it out wherever you get your podcast. We're presented today by Huga House. Folks, get a new hat from Huga House. Use my link in the description for 20% off. Code Asman will get you 15% off. But either way, get a house from Huga. HUEGA house.com. They have 6 brand new hats right now. Their performance hats are great if you're running around, working out, sweating. Brand new hats from Huga House. Check it out, hugahouse.com. Either promo code Asman for 15%, but why only get 15% off when you can get 20% off by just clicking the link directly in my description box? All right, we'll take more of your calls, comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. So far this show, we had one person gift all the memberships. We added 20 new channel members. That came from Chris. He is in our raffle for the signed Joe Willie Namath helmet. We had to do something big for Super Bowl week. Joe Namath signed helmet is our grand prize for the Asmaniac raffle number 14. Joe Klecko signed helmet, prize number 2. Aaron Glenn signed photo, prize number 3. Also, a little PSA to listener, Jay Cruz. If you're out there, email me. I need your email so I can send you the signed Garrett Wilson jersey that you won yesterday. In case you missed it, I haven't heard from you. Everyone else who won a prize, guess what? You've already been taken care of. All your stuff has been sent. I was at the UPS store right before this show right here. So that's already been sent out to everyone who won a raffle prize yesterday. Chris, how about this? He's back with a vengeance. 20 channel memberships.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hell yeah. You know what? I love it, Chris. I love it. I'll give you 20 real quick. Let me read the names. Chris Adams, Haskell 420, Esco, B. Cole, Sir Moist Mighty, AJ, Cat Eat Food, Joe Quate, Gilbert Farmer, Steve Marzuki, Molly Mall, Underrated Darkness, Jose Duran, Wyatt, Steve Strickland, Matthew Zucker, Michael Gordon, all in, baby. Duncan. There was a Duncan somewhere. I just saw it pop up. Now it's gone. If your name is Duncan, you might have gotten a membership. Duncan McLean. There it is. Adam Page. He got a membership. Oh, wait. There is more. Oh, can it be? Is it? It is. 5 from David Atkins. Hit it, Aaron Glenn.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hell to the yeah. Here we go. John, J. Chucky, turn up the Jets. Mario Ranieri, all receiving a channel membership there from David. David, you're the man. I sent out your merch item yesterday, by the way. So thanks for your support of the show, man. Great call yesterday. David also gifted a membership before the show started. I'm just seeing this now. So I got you down for 6 raffle entries total so far. Craig writes in, Will, my man. Craig, big fan of Will Parkinson. Gangrene Goblin with a super chat. AG is the chosen one, and we should draft a safety in round 2. I mean, I hope AG is the chosen one. As far as a safety in round 2, I'm not against that. I don't love it at pick 7, but I certainly would understand if the Jets made that investment in the second round. What I don't want Darren Mougey to do is take a safety at 7 and then a safety again in the second round. How about Mike McCagden drafting back-to-back safeties? It just this franchise just cannot get out of its own way the last 14 years, and that's another example. And like Jamal Adams was a good player. Greg Williams turned him into an all-pro. Marcus May was a good player. You can't take safeties first and second round. And obviously we know who was on the board when the Jets were making those picks. They passed on Mahomes and Deshaun Watson because they had Hackenberg and Petty, of course. I mean, you see how crazy it is being a Jet fan? We're built for this, man. Aaron Glenn's right.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Now we got to start winning. Sam writes in with a super chat. How significant is Jaime in the Jets organization? What does he do exactly? You know, it's funny. He spells his name with an H, but I knew what you were going for with the J. Jaime El High. What does he do? I mean, he's the president, so he's in charge of the business operation. I can't speak to the specifics about what he does. He runs the business side, ticket sales, corporate sponsorships, everything that's not football. That's him. That's his job. It's a very important role because he makes the Johnson family money. So it's a very important role. Ron in the raffle, 5. He says, Jay Cruz, send the jersey to Ron. LOL. Jake, please show the pick 6 from AG off Moreno. I don't have that handy, Ron, but I could try and find that for you. I think we have Glenn highlights in the Open now that Gator made, and in the Aaron Glenn Anthem track that Gator made as well. And I think the Moreno pick 6 is one of the plays in there. So check that out. All right, more of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to say hello to our dear friend, Mr. Hamburger. What's up, Burger?
What is up? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Where you got the GW helmet? It came in?
Nice. Again, man.
There it is.
Thank you so much, man. Freaking
my
awesome.
Pleasure, man. Thanks for supporting the show. I'm glad you won it.
Oh, 100%, man. Listen, I'm not going to say I'm bought in. I did like the interview. I did like what I seen out of him. Both of them, actually. But, you know, proof's in the pudding, buddy. Got to do it first. I'm not going to allow myself to get all pumped and fall into the same, you know, misery that I have over the last probably 5 or 6 years. So I'm going to take it one step at a time. I like what I see so far. I like what I hear out of him. I get it. He's a Jet. You know, he loves the team. I like that. But proof's got to be in the pudding for me, man. I think Aaron's going to come back. I lean more towards that he is coming back than he's not. And I do think that I don't know if they're going to change the offense 100% on him. I do think they're going to build on a lot of what he does. They're going to take on what he's good at if he does come back, and they'll add to that, change some things, add some motion. But I would highly doubt that he's going to have to learn a complete, absolute new offense. I think if they keep him, they'll still tailor it somewhat to his capabilities and what he's able to do. You know, he's not a young guy. He's not going to be able to run around. So I think the offense is going to look different, but there'll be some similarities to it, I would imagine. Or if they can't do that, I don't think he'll be back. But I'm more likely that he will. But there's one other thing. I just want, for the Mets fan out there, just so you know, my children will verify this, but that whole chant that was there, I started.
What chant?
The chant at the fan day that Steve Cohen had to calm everybody down and talk about Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
I started that chant.
Oh,
no one was saying anything. It was quiet.
The re-sign Pete?
Correct.
Yeah. Well, now, I mean, you're a perfect example of this. I talked about this on my ESPN New York show Sunday night. I think the public sentiment has shifted now. Now I think people are on the side of Cohen and Stearns and believe them and think that Boris is the one who's being unreasonable on Pete's behalf with some of these contract stuff. Is that the feeling for you as well now?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think Boris is the culprit. I think Pete wants a longer term contract, but I don't know how that interaction works between the player and the manager and his manager. I don't know if Pete can tell him, hey, shut the fuck up. I want to go there. This is what I want. Or
Boris works for Pete. Boris works for Pete. The agent works for the player. And if Pete wants to stay a Met, I'd recommend he cuts out the middleman and calls Cohen up directly, and they work out a deal to get it done. If he really wants to stay a Met,
I agree with that. I would say the sentiment for the Met fan is Pete screwed up. It's not ownership. They offered him a good deal. They offered him a good amount of money for 3 years. They also gave him some money deferred down the road. So I don't think he's going to get that anywhere else. I think he overplayed his hand. And either the door closes on him or he'll be back. I don't know. He might not even, if he doesn't go back to the Mets, I'd be sure that he doesn't get picked up until after spring training. He's going to end up screwing himself that bad, I think.
Yeah.
So
I think it's fair.
But listen, man, I appreciate you guys having me on. I wish I could get on a lot more often and watch more than I have been lately. But my heart's here for you guys. I love what you asked, Maniacs. Jake, I thank you. I appreciate it. Dinner time.
You're the man. Appreciate your support. That GW helmet will look good in the hamburger man cave. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you someone who always looks good. It's time.
Alan's wife.
Jake.
Rob.
How are you?
I'm good, Rob. How are you?
Good. Just calling in, Jake. Just wanted to ask Alan, what next, buddy? What next? The Bills, they're out. Lions, they're out. So what next, buddy? You wanted Aaron Glenn. They got Aaron Glenn. And then you're saying 6-11 record. And then he says 8-9 if Aaron Rodgers comes back.
Right. He's already punting on next year. There's no path to the Jets being good.
What happened to our NFL executive, Jake? Mr. Allen here. You're not going to see that guy for like a year now. I mean, if the Jets have a bad year with Glenn, he'll be calling in all of a sudden. I told you guys.
This was his head coach hire. This is who he wanted. He got him.
Right. All eyewitness. We're all eyewitness. This is the guy that he wanted. And he ran out of football teams. So I don't know who he's voting for now. Thank God for the Chiefs. Thank God for the Chiefs that they did us a solid and got that crybaby out. Buffalo Bills team there. I mean, I'm glad they're gone. Just a few things. I made my ticket for Florida, Jake. So February 11th, I'm heading out, getting out of this cold weather. Had enough of this bullshit.
Are you vacationing, Rob? What brings you to Florida?
My parents have a house in Orlando.
No, you gonna go to Disney World?
Nah.
No. What about Universal?
Nah. I'll just go to clubs there. There's the Blue Martini there. It's a good place. I hit it before the last time I went. And then from there, I'm going to jump in my dad's car. He has an additional car. I'm going to head out to Miami. I'm going to see someone I know there. And I'm going to stay with her for a few days.
Whoa! You can't drop a bombshell like that on us.
No, I just said I'm going to visit a friend.
You said you're going to see someone you know.
Yeah,
lady friend.
Well, someone who lives in New York, and then she goes to Miami.
Hey, congrats on the sex.
I'm just saying.
It's okay. You can. I mean, she heads out to Miami during the wintertime because, she works remotely over the phone. She does sales like I used to do, medical and dental sales.
Very nice.
So she told me to come see her. So I'm going to go there for a little while.
She told you to come see her.
Yeah. She's been telling me for the past 3 years.
That's great.
So, I'm going to go.
Rob, this is why your intro is one of the best intros this show has, because there's no editing necessary. It's just natural greatness.
Women. That says
now
it all.
Look at you.
That says it all, right, Jake? That says it all.
It really does.
Now, as far as football, Nick Caley, I would like as an offensive coordinator from the Rams. I like Wilks as a defensive coordinator. I don't remember that guy's name. Who's that special teams guy, Jake?
Darren Rizzi.
Rizzi's busy. Rizzi, that's it. And if Westhoff can come back and maybe consult, I think that would be a pretty good staff. Starting to warm up to this a little. I still think they're a little bit wet behind the ears who we have in place. But I have to say, I did love the way Aaron Glenn spoke. The way he kept on just saying, no other job was for me. This is the job for me. I wanted to be with the Jets. You got to be impressed with that. Now, is he going to do a good job? I don't know. I hope so. I think they're a little inexperienced, and I don't know if you're going to get down with Mugi Oogie Oogie over here. Get down, Mugi Oogie Oogie, get down. I mean, that was a song back in the day, so maybe they made it from Moogie, but they used Boogie then.
I like it.
So we'll see what happens.
We're putting our faith in Woody Johnson. What could go wrong?
Now I don't agree with Will that it's like 20% that Aaron's coming back.
I think it's higher than that. Yeah.
Jake, I think it's 50, 60%. I'm sorry. I think it's a 50-50, maybe slightly higher. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's over 50. I mean, I really do. Like, I just think
I do too.
I think Aaron's back. I don't even know what percentage I'd put on it, but I think he's going to be the Jet quarterback. I do.
I don't know why there's people who think, I don't think he's coming back. Caparoso, that guy, what's the guy, Joe
Caparoso, yep.
He said the same thing. I don't think Aaron's coming back.
I mean, look, it's possible. He also could just retire too, but
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to will it into existence, but I think he's going to play. I think he's going to play one more year for the Jets.
I agree. I think when he was on the McAfee show, he was kind of
That's what convinced me. That's what convinced me, because he sounded like a guy who's probably retired the last week of the regular season. Then he had the big game. He's walking off for Devontae. I'm like, all right, this might be it for him. He goes out on a high note, throwing 4 touchdowns, getting 500, all that. But I don't know. I think him and Glenn are going to hit it off. I really believe that. So, I'm holding out hope that he's the quarterback, because I think he gives us the best chance to win.
Jake, if all this goes into place, if we get Caley as the offensive coordinator, Wilks as our defensive coordinator, and maybe Westhoff to consult on the special teams here, and then Aaron comes back, obviously, with Devontae and stuff, why can't we say 9, maybe 10 wins? Why not? Why not? It's a possibility.
Why can't we say more than that? It's a year-to-year league. The Vikings just won 14 games. So, I'm not predicting that. I'm just saying, I'm not throwing away next year. I think this team's got talent on it. And if Aaron Glenn's the coach that so many people believe he is, they have a chance to be a playoff team next year. I don't know what the record is, but I think they could be a playoff team next year.
And tell Boomtown, I want to be in the top 68, Boomtown. I want to be in the running.
You don't think you'd crack the top 68, Rob? You're in the tournament.
I don't know nowadays. I don't know.
I don't know what seed you are, but I think you're definitely in the dance.
Okay, good. I keep on getting tomatoes thrown at me. I don't know,
Yeah. Well, just when life gives you tomatoes, just eat them.
You make sauce.
There you go. Rob,
Italians who make sauce.
When are you going to Florida again?
I'm going February 11th. I'll call from there.
All right.
I'll call from there if you want.
Barbarossa just wanted to say, enjoy the Florida poontang and drink some beers.
Oh, I will. I love beers. I'll be drinking.
All right,
Barbarossa,
Rob,
I'll be drinking up, buddy.
You keep killing it, all right?
Oh, and I'm glad that Bonesy's back. Welcome back, Bonesy. We missed you, buddy.
He's back, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, Rob the Jet fan from Glenhead.
Sex toys.
Thank you very much, Rob. Jet Life in the raffle for 5 with this $20 super chat. I don't give a F. I want AR back. I'm in. You guys know my thoughts. I think he gives us the best chance to win. Now, I have a couple stipulations with that, right? Revised contract. all in on the offense. Like if Aaron says he's not learning a new system, he's like, he gives you any resentment or he's not fully committed to it, then that's different. But I don't think he's going to do that. I don't know. I could be dead wrong, but we'll see. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Comments, questions, super chats always cut the line. If you want to gift the membership, you're in the raffle. You could win this, the signed Aaron Glenn photo, the signed Hall of Famer Joe Klecko helmet, and our grand prize, the signed Joe Willie Namath New York Jets helmet. It comes with the display case as well. So you get the helmet and the display case that you see up there on the screen, and a certificate of authenticity for those asking. Let's see. Want to make sure we didn't miss anything. I don't think we did. Let's make sure we continue to like the video and subscribe if we haven't. Now, Charles Eugene M. Gorman is on hold, but he's not there. Where are you, Charles? Charles, you there? Chuck? Charles, I have a mustache for you. Charles.
Nobody gives a shit.
Hey, Charles, where are you? Charles.
Excuse me. How can I help you, Jake? What's up? You want my call?
I'll decide when I want to go to you, Gary. Just keeping you on your toes. Like right now.
Now there's a gas station over here. I'm gonna go get some pizza and see if they have any butter to put on it.
Hey, Gary.
How's it going, Jake?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm well. I love how this chat all of a sudden, out of the clear blue, loves Jackson Dart, because I do like Jackson Dart. I just don't really understand where the love affair comes from.
I don't want him in the top 7, but I see the intrigue like as a prospect.
Yeah, I don't want him that high either. Look, the bust rate on a guy like Jackson Dart is going to be pretty high. If we're taking him 7, you're going to have to live with the fact that he may bust it at 7. If you take him at 29, that's a little easier. If you take him in the second round, that's a little easier to swallow. Now, I'm not saying he's going to bust. I think he's going to be okay, but he misses high. He forces things in the tight windows. Like, he's got some habits that are going to need some adjusting at the NFL level. I would not look to start him right away because his fan base has no patience. And if he throws 2 picks his first 2 weeks and the Jets are 0-2, everyone's going to say it's the next Zach Wilson. I already see that coming. He's from Utah too, which isn't going to help him with the Zach Wilson.
Why does anyone need to start right away? That's not a Jackson Dart specific thing. I think the whole point is if you have Rodgers come back, he plays quarterback all year or until you're out of it, and then you play the rookie or even Tyrod in that same exact scenario.
Yeah, no, I some guys are ready to start, right? Like some guys you throw out there and they just look ready to start week 1 of their rookie year. This guy's not one of them. He's not. Right. And I'm not saying that to him. I would like him. And if we could get him at 42, I would jump at it. Right. I really would. But it's going to take time. And I said that about Mahomes too, is that he should sit a year and he's the best quarterback ever. Right. Like,
how come you're not a scout, Gary? You never miss on any quarterback evaluation. And it's like the hardest thing to do in sports.
It's really not though. Right. Like you just have to look at what they put on tape. And once no. I keep doing this over and over and over again, right? Like it's not what it's made out to be. When you try to force something that's not there, right. Yes, it's difficult. Like when you try to say Zach Wilson's a good NFL quarterback, no, there's a 0% chance that's going to happen, right? When you try to tell me Caleb Williams is the best prospect we've seen in years, no, that's not what he put on tape. That's not what he shows. We can try to pretend and make believe and get our fans hope, but it's not true, right? Like
right.
It is what it is, right? It's not what it's made out. You can just look at what they put on tape and say this guy got it or he ain't. It's not that difficult. I don't know why we make a mountain out of a molehill here. It's not what it's made out to be.
So would you say that you're one of the great quarterback talent evaluators to ever do it?
Look, if I spent 10 hours a day scouting football players, quarterbacks in specific, like I do with boxers, yeah, why I believe in myself.
I think you got to get on the phone with Darren Mougey. He's got to get you in the front office.
Oh, give him my contact information, Jake. You have a contact with the Jets, I
don't know him.
imagine.
No, I don't know Moose.
Yeah,
I'd like to meet him. I don't know.
If he wants to reach out to me, he can reach out to me. I don't know what to tell you, Jake. I don't know what, but if you look at quarterbacks, it's not as difficult as it's made out to be. Like, we just try to force it because we got 4 years where they're on this rookie deal to try to make. If you go back historically, they don't miss this often. Now that
Gary,
they have
what I have in front of me right here from the Asmaniac research team are 2 quotes of yours from December 27th, 2023 and February 24th, 2024. Can I read you each quote?
So about a year ago.
So December 27th, 2023, you said on this program, quote, "The only quarterback I would take in the first round this year is Drake May."
Mm-hmm.
So that seemingly means you missed on Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix,
definitely
and
not
Michael
Bo
Penix.
Well, Penix played 2 games this year, right? 3 games. How many games did Penix play? I mean, I like Penix,
and he
didn't
looked
play
good.
that much.
He played well.
He did, right? The only one I would take. So let me break it down for you.
Okay.
The way I assess quarterbacks is if I'm taking a quarterback in the first round, I want him to be in the top 12 quarterbacks in the NFL. If I'm taking him in the second
immediately, from day
one.
one.
Let me finish my sentence, and then you can ask me all the questions you'd like. Okay?
Oh, we got a good one here, folks.
If I'm gonna
hey,
take him
hold on. Let me quote Aaron Glenn.
You asked me a question. You asked me to respond. And I'm sorry. I'm interrupting your questions with answers. I shouldn't do that.
No,
Go ahead. Just filibuster, spurge, and all over the place, or let me answer the question, and then you can ask me all the questions you like. But if you want me to answer a question, you got to give me 30 seconds to answer.
I will. I was just telling everyone to grab their seatbelts. All right, relax. Go ahead, Gary. The floor is yours.
If I'm going to draft the quarterback in the first round, I want him to be a top 12 quarterback in the NFL. Okay, 1 through 12. If I'm drafting him 1 or 2, I want him to be like top 5 or 6. I'm taking a top 2 or 3 pick on him. If I'm going to take him in the second round, I want to be in that middle lot, 13 to 25, let's say. If I'm taking him in the third round, I'm getting a high-end 2 or a low-end 1, okay? Jaden Daniels is obviously a high-end 1. Due to his size and his style of play, I don't think he's going to have a very long career. So I'm not taking him in the first round. I never said he sucks. I never said he blows. I never said anything bad about him other than he looks like Kevin Durant and runs like Derrick Henry. I'm staying away from him. Is he a good quarterback? He's a hell of a quarterback. Drake May, I think he's a top 12 quarterback when it's all said and done. Bo Nix, bottom tier quarterback. Caleb Williams, bottom tier, high end 2, low end 1. Like, this isn't difficult, right? Drake May is going to have, I would say, the best career of that lot. Jaden Daniels is very good. I still don't think he's going to stay healthy. I've never seen a quarterback.
So let me ask you this. So you stand by your take that the only quarterback from last year's draft class that you would take is still just Drake May. Nothing you saw from Jaden Daniels this year would change you, because if we were doing a redraft, Jaden Daniels.
What did I just say about Jaden Daniels?
So
what did I just say about him? It's like I answer your question, you hear none of it, and then you just ask me a question I just answered. He's a fantastic quarterback. Because of his size and his style of play, I would stay away from him. I don't know how I can be more specific.
You said that, and that's been your take. What I'm now asking you, I'm not yelling at you, Gary. You're screaming at me. What I'm now asking you
it's the Sicilian in me. I'll lower it.
A year later, your opinion has not changed. You wouldn't take Jaden Daniels in the first round after what he just did? He's the same exact guy. You just watched what he did.
Is he still 6'3", 180 pounds?
He's the same guy.
Okay, no,
Nothing changes.
I'm not taking a 6'3", 180 pound quarterback in the first round. It's too risky.
Well, that's crazy, because every other NFL team would take him first overall.
Well, I was told I was crazy when I said Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence aren't first round quarterbacks. One's probably going to be out of the league next year, and the other is like on his 5th leg, and he's a bottom 5 quarterback in the NFL. So I don't know. Maybe I'm right about these things, right? It's not as hard as you guys make it seem, right?
It is.
Jaden Daniels
it is actually, Gary. It is, because
I have a crystal ball, I guess, right?
Well, Gary,
I have a crystal ball, I guess.
Gary, it is because what you're saying is asinine. You understand that? Like, your take on Daniels before we saw him play is fair. That's what makes it really hard to evaluate quarterbacks.
Is he still 6'3", 180 pounds and run like Derrick Henry? Is he still that size to take those hits?
Can I finish my point? Just like you had concerns with his size because you were worried about the injury risk, they're the same. There's a bunch of people that are paid millions of dollars to say, despite that, he's still worth a top 5 pick in the draft. And now, after he
Then
had the
you can have
greatest
him.
rookie
Take him.
quarterback season ever, he is in position to go in a redraft first overall, and people wouldn't care about his size based on how well he played. So for you now, after he just did what he did, he had the greatest rookie season a quarterback's ever had. For you to still say, if you could do it over, you wouldn't take him in the first round is a crazy take.
Would you take Robert Griffin III again in the first round?
I mean, at what
Just
point?
yes or no, Jake. Just yes or this is not a preamble. It's not filibuster. It's not Spurs about 50 things. Yes or no. Would you take Robert Griffin III in the first? You can't answer the question because Robert Griffin III was undersized and injury plagued, and he had an amazing first year, and that was it. And that was it. That's why you just can't answer the question. Just you asked me a question. I answered your question. I asked you a question. You spurred incoherently about 30 different things. Just yes or no. Would you take Robert Griffin III in the first round if you redrafted that draft class? Yes or no?
No, but
there you go. He had an amazing rookie year. He had one of the best rookie years of all time at that point. He won 12 straight games or something like that.
Shut up
there you
for
go.
a second. Oh my God, dude. That doesn't mean that Jaden Daniels is going to be RG3. You're
address my concern. My concern was his size.
RG3 had 2 microscopic knee surgeries, man. There's no evidence to support the fact that the same exact thing is going to happen to Jaden Daniels. Stop screaming and yelling at me. You're out of your mind if you think that NFL teams wouldn't all take Jaden Daniels number 1.
And I would. Oh, wait, am I? I thought Caleb Williams was the greatest quarterback prospect we've seen in years. What happened to that? Are we not on that? Are we done with that? Was I right about that? Was Caleb Williams not the best quarterback prospect we've seen in years?
I never said he was. What I'm telling you is quarterback evaluation is not easy. And you're so dismissive of it. You're like, I'm the best at it. If I study quarterbacks, that'd be great. But then in the same sentence, you're saying you wouldn't take Jaden Daniels in the first round. And also, you act like Caleb Williams still wouldn't be a top 10 pick a year later. Of course he would. Of course he would.
He was clearly the worst quarterback of the lot. Clearly. And I'm not saying he's god awful and can never be good. He was clearly the worst quarterback of the lot. Clearly.
What were his? Did Caleb Williams have like 20 touchdowns and under 10 interceptions as a rookie?
This is the problem with the fantasy football brain. You don't actually.
Why did Ben Johnson take that job?
You don't actually assess the quarterback. You say, "Look at his stats." It's like talking to a fire.
He threw 20 touchdowns against 6 interceptions, and the best offensive-minded coach available took that job, Gary. So, I mean, you got to calm down writing off any quarterback after 1 year. Josh Allen sucked as a rookie, too.
Oh, my God. No, oh, my God. Josh Allen sucked as a rookie. What does the guy do with Caleb Williams? These are the same people that told me when Zach Wilson sucked as a rookie, Josh Allen sucked as a rookie, too. Zach Wilson's going to be like,
it means, Gary, that
people
you can't it means you can't evaluate a quarterback after just 1 year. But if you're an NFL personnel person, you're projecting these guys.
Hang on. You just assessed Jalen Daniels after 1 year.
Because he had the greatest rookie season ever.
Stop looking at both sides of your mouth. Oh Jake, Jaden Daniels is great after 1 year. Also, Jake, you can't assess the quarterback after 1 year. So yes or no, can you assess the quarterback after 1 year? Not a preamble, not a whole soliloquy. Yes or no, can you assess the quarterback after 1 year?
It's part of the evaluation.
Yes or no. It's not multiple choice. It's not essays. It's yes or no. It's not essays. It's not. It's yes or no. Can you assess the quarterback after 1 year?
I'm really proud of myself.
Jake, this is not complicated. It's yes or no.
You're rattled.
It's not essays.
You're rattled, man.
Essays.
This is sad for you.
You can answer the question. Yes
your
or no.
Only argument is just
speaking out of both sides of your mouth, right?
You
call heads and tails
over me.
You call heads and tails when the coin's in the air. You call heads and tails, just like that call this morning said. You want to have it both ways. You want to say Jaden Daniels is the greatest thing we ever saw after 1 year, and then say we can't assess quarterbacks after 1 year. It's like, pick a side, Jake. Can you or can you not?
Gary, that's not what I'm saying, man.
I literally, verbatim, that's what you said.
Gary,
let's try it again. Let's try one more time. Let's try one more time. Can you assess a quarterback after
Gary,
1 year?
Now you're getting me pissed off. Shut up and let me
talk. Can you assess a quarterback
Shut up. Let me make a point, and then you make a point. Stop being disrespectful.
Answer my question.
Goodbye. Stop being disrespectful. We can have a healthy back and forth without you acting like a moron, dude. Relax. You can't just judge a quarterback after 1 year. My point is, when Jaden Daniels has the year he has, I think it's fair to say, hey, if we were doing a redraft, I would take him in the first round. You said Drake May was the only quarterback you would take in the first round a year ago. I'm telling you that after 1 year, while he's not a finished product and we don't know, maybe he turned out to be god-awful, I think it's fair to say, based on what we just saw from Jaden Daniels, he is going to be a really good quarterback in this league. Like, that's all I'm saying to you, man. Like, the fact that you're like, no, I still wouldn't change it at all. Look at his size. And it's like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, it's not yes or no or black or white. There's nuance to all this. There's a ton of gray when it comes to quarterback evaluation. Then you're like, would you take RG3's career in the first round? Obviously not, but that doesn't mean because RG3 flamed out after a great rookie year that Jaden Daniels will too. Like, your take a year ago was you would only take one quarterback in the first round. That means that you're just stubborn. And you're unwilling to ever admit that you were not perfect in your quarterback evaluation. Because, by the way, Bo Nix would go higher than he went after the year he just had. He would. I mean, come on, man. Also, here's the other take, Gary, you had, by the way, according to our research department. February 24th, 2024, Gary, you said the following. I think Spencer Rattler might be the second best quarterback in this draft class. For more on that, we bring Gary back. Gary, would you like to respond to your quote? I think Spencer Rattler might be the second best quarterback in this class.
I would probably move him down to third at this point.
Wait, so rank your quarterbacks then from last year, please.
Just off of what they did last year. What's
rank
your question?
Quarterbacks. So here's my question. You now have 1 year of sample size. You're starting a team. Rank the quarterbacks that you would select. You can pick anyone you want from last year's class. Rank the quarterbacks you want, Gary. Go ahead.
Drake May 1.
Okay.
Jaden Daniels 2. And Spencer Rattler 3.
Okay. Chat, your thoughts. By the way, Chris wants to know how many to send you to the hole. I'll say it again for everyone. It is 10 memberships gifted or a $50 super chat. That is the price.
So just to put it out there, right? Like, I never said anything bad about Jaden Daniels other than his size and his style of play, right? I never said he sucks. I never said he can't play. I never said he's trash. I never said he's going to bust. I said because of his size, I would stay away from him. So has his size changed, or is he still 6'3", 180?
No, but I think what people are frustrated with you is that your unwillingness just to acknowledge, hey, I knocked him because of his size. And you know what? He overcame it, had the greatest rookie season ever. If we were doing a redraft, guess what? I would take him in the first round. Like, you couldn't. The fact that you won't even say that just shows you how delusional you are.
Okay. What was the reason why I wouldn't take him in the first round? What was the reason why I gave?
Yeah, but he played too well to ignore that.
Please answer the question. What was the reason that I gave?
Hey, if Drew Brees was available today and he would have the exact same career, would he have been a first-round pick? Or would he have gone to the second round?
You can't answer a single question.
No, because I'm using your own logic. No,
answer
Gary.
the question.
No, Gary.
Instead of trying to mind read what my logic is, answer the question. Just answer the question.
Unreal. Just admit you got that one wrong. It's not that hard, dude.
What did I get wrong?
We all get things wrong. I thought Zach Wilson was going to be good.
What did I say about Daniels? That was wrong.
Gary, you're saying
what did
right
I say about Daniels? That was wrong.
Gary, you have a first-round pick. You could take Jaden Daniels. Are you taking him in the first round?
That sounds like a question, not an answer. My question's not answered. So stop spurging and just answer the question. What did I say about Daniels that was wrong?
Gary, it's not that you said anything about Daniels pre-draft that's wrong. It's not acknowledging.
I didn't get anything wrong about Daniels.
That's not what Gary.
You just said I didn't say anything pre-draft about Daniels. That was your words, not mine. Like,
yeah, because that's not what we're arguing about. Oh my God, Gary.
What are we arguing about then? I didn't want to take the guy, a risk on a guy that I see as
how are you
seriously undersized?
There's not one person in the world who agrees with you. That's not what we're arguing, Gary. You're moving the goalposts. Listen to me, Gary. Please. I beg you. I'm trying to help you here from looking like a bigger idiot. I'm trying to help. Please just listen to me. This is all we're saying. You said you would not take any quarterback besides Drake May in the first round. Those are your words. I'm now asking you, after watching Jaden Daniels, would you use a first-round pick on the guy? And you're still saying no, correct?
I would be hesitant to. Yeah, I would be hesitant to take a guy that size in the first round. It's too much of a guarantee. It's too risky to take a guy who I think is going to be injury plagued. Right?
Thank you for the time.
Now look what you've done, Gary. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
We'll see you later, Gary. Chris, 10 memberships, bounty has been paid. Gary is off to the hall. I mean, Gary, just like acknowledge, man, that things change, dude. Like, we're doing a redraft, by the way. Bo Nix goes higher than he goes. Penix goes higher than he goes. You said, I think Spencer Rattler might be the second best quarterback in the class. And you can't use logic with you. And then you're like, answer the question. And it's like, no, dude, you never answer a question anyway. There's no yes or no to quarterback evaluation. That's the point. For you to say, though, a year after the fact that after Jane Daniels just went to the NFC Championship game as a rookie, that a year later you wouldn't use a first-round pick on the guy because you're still concerned about his height or his size, like, okay. So he might deal with some injuries throughout his career. But when he plays like he did this year, he's electrifying. He's one of the best players in the league. People will put up with that. Thank you to Boomtown, head of our research department, for providing the 2 money quotes. The only quarterback I take in the first round this year is Drake May, and I think Spencer Rattler might be the second best quarterback in the class. God. All right. Who got a membership from Chris, who is dominating our Namath raffle right now? He's the leading membership gifter. Kaz got a membership. Florida Jet Fan, Jet It Out, OG Jet Fan, Mac, Chronicle Apples, John Stell, CJ Crypto, Joey R, Burnt Ballsack. That is a real name, folks. I just read the names here. I'm Ron Burgundy. That's everyone who got a member. Some super chats, then we get back to your calls. I know a lot of people want to weigh in. Easton says, Gary, this is the type of guy to put Drew Bledsoe back in. It's actually a funny comment. Chris, by the way, he super chatted a bunch to find out how many it would take to send you to the hole. So I'm glad he got his money's worth there. Cincy Matt writes in, Gary 3D Boxing Carberg over here. I love that. Shout out to Connie Carberg, the GOAT. 25 writes in, does Gary have his moon landing was fake file ready yet? I'm still waiting for the Gary moonwalk. Easton says, Gary the type of guy to draft Jamarcus Russell. Andra says, Gary Morrell beats Benitez. Wrong if you disagree. That is a boxing take, which I don't know enough about to weigh in on. That's for Gary. Rat Diddy says, Jake, if you wanted to talk to a crazy person, you could have just done your show from Times Square. Gary Jameis Winston says hi. Big fella writes in, Butterball telling Gary in the private chat to calm down is wild. Look at the progress he has made. I'm proud. Chris, when he thought that I was going to get rid of Gary too soon, says, damn it, Jake, I was willing to send more gifted members. Well, don't worry, Chris. I'm glad you got your money. Man, find someone who hates something as much as Chris hates Gary, apparently. Juice De Niro says, if Woody Woodpecker could hold his own mirror instead of his, he would realize that the Jets need to be in New York City, not Jersey. I agree. Unfortunately, they play in Jersey, and that doesn't seem to be changing. Man. Look, I love Gary's calls, man. I just want some logic, man. That's it. Anyway, let's get some more of your calls right now, shall we? He has returned from dinner. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I have this mustache is to honor the #1 ranked Tasmaniac during the month of December. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. I'm not saying that Lowski takes steroids. Please, some of it. Hey, Charles. Who is that lovely lady? Send it this way, Charles.
Hey, Jake, how are you?
Charles, how was dinner?
It was good. Look, I want to give my own answer on this question. Can you judge a quarterback after 1 year? I'd say both yes and no, and let me tell you why. One, you need to know how they fare in the NFL, and know because they could have a great career after a mediocre or pedestrian rookie season. I mean, look at Lamar Jackson, he didn't have a great rookie season, yet he ended up winning 2 MVPs years later. Look at Joe Flacco. He didn't have a great rookie season, yet he had a very good career in the NFL. Helped the Ravens win their second Super Bowl title in 2012. So there's that. But as for Jay Daniels, I pray to God he doesn't end up like RG3 because I really like the young man a lot. I think he's a very good player. I think he's a very good quarterback. He plays the position very well, and he was impressive to me ever since the preseason game where he threw that deep ball against our beloved New York Jets. You know what I'm saying? It was when I saw it right there. I know it's preseason. Preseason wins and losses don't matter, but you need to see what they'll look like in a game, and I thought he looked very impressive to me. Now, as for Drake May, I think he could have a really good career. Last year, he wasn't too shabby, but I think with Mike Vrabel as his head coach and Josh McDaniels as offensive coordinator, he could have a good career. Obviously, I want the Patriots to succeed, but I think he'll turn out fine. I'm not the type of guy to wish players failure.
Now, Charles, what were your thoughts on Gary
but
saying
now,
that he wouldn't take Jaden Daniels with a first-round pick a year later?
Well, that's subjective. I mean, I understand, he's 6'3", 180. He might be a little bit bigger now, but, I do agree that quarterbacks that have a dual style where they can run and throw don't have to have that long careers. I mean, unless you're an old school pocket passer like Eli, his brother Peyton, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Flacco, things like that are old school pocket passers. Not that I dislike quarterbacks who are dual threats. I never disliked quarterbacks who are dual threats, but I'm just an old school kind of guy.
You're an old soul, if you will.
Yes, I'm an old soul.
Now, what do you think of my mustache, Charles? We've gone too long into this call without you acknowledging it.
I noticed you had a mustache. Nick told me last night.
It was for you.
It's nice.
You like it?
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
that's it. No, hey, thank you for paying homage to what I bring to the table.
It looks nice
right now. That was not the answer I was hoping to hear from you. I was hoping to get some more enthusiasm.
It looks nice. I know you want to pay homage to me. I know you've always wanted to pay homage to me, but one of these days after February 1st, I'm going to think about getting rid of the mustache.
Why after February 1st?
Because I'm going to see Nick Shine and you there at the bowling alley on February 1st.
Right, but it means you can't shave before then?
I'm going to shave this.
I see.
But not this. Anyway. So
what did you have for dinner tonight?
Oh, I had some pasta with pesto sauce and some pork chops.
That sounds delicious. Any chicken soup?
No. It's frozen in the fridge. It's in the freezer, excuse me.
The soup is frozen?
Yeah, my mom froze it. She added more salt and she mixed and she added the pasta or the linguine, the spaghetti in with the broth. So that was nice.
How
Anyway,
would you rank the meal tonight on a scale of 1 to 10?
It was good. I said about a 9 out of 10.
Wow, it's strong.
My mother's a very good cook. Anyway.
How's Dennis doing?
He's doing fine.
Is he excited about Aaron Glenn?
He hopes it's a good hire. But obviously, the proof's in the pudding. I love this press conference. I'm so surprised how big Darren Mougey is. Or is it Muji or Mougey?
It's Muji.
He's a tall son of a gun.
Yeah, did you see this
It's
picture?
Like in the NBA.
It's crazy.
I laughed my ass off when he showed that with Will Parkinson. I was like, oh my God.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Now, did you eat your entire plate or you have some leftovers?
Yeah, we usually are high on leftovers.
That's tremendous. Any dessert?
I don't know. But I hope this regime is successful. I'm not a type of person. I'm not like some of these Jet fans that didn't get what they want. They want this regime to fail. I want this regime to succeed. I'm a team first guy, and I hope Aaron Glenn is a good coach. People say even Bill Parcells, the legend himself, thinks highly of Aaron Glenn. Sean Payton thinks highly of Aaron Glenn. Dan Campbell thinks highly of Aaron Glenn. Ben Johnson thinks highly of Aaron Glenn. A lot of people do. So hopefully this is a good hire. And I did hear about the new offensive coordinator potential. The one from the Lions, the pass coordinator of the Lions.
Yeah, Tanner Engstrand.
And I hope Steve Wilkes becomes the defensive coordinator because I like him as a defensive coordinator. When he was a defensive coordinator, the 49ers had a really good defense.
I heard he's a fan of yours.
I'm sure he is.
He's a big fan of the show. He's like, honestly, he did tell me this. He said for him to sign the deal to be the Jet DC, he needs to come over for dinner.
Very funny.
That didn't sound like a genuine laugh. That sounded like a fake laugh.
That's the whole point of it, Jake.
Is it?
Yes.
I see.
I'm sure you saw the Knicks game last night. They won yesterday, 143-106. Karl Anthony Towns is the truth. He's a good player.
I would say he's a great player. He's starting in the All-Star game.
Is this his first All-Star nod, or is this like his third or fourth?
It's like his sixth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I suck at following basketball.
Now, let me ask you this. When was the last time you laughed? Like a real, belly laugh?
Quite a while.
Now, why is that, Charles? That's no way to live life.
I laugh.
You're too serious. We need more laughter out of you.
Oh, you sound like Heath Ledger. Why so serious?
Yeah, call me Heath Ledger, bitch.
Very funny.
Thank you.
Anyway.
See, once again, no laughter. Didn't laugh.
Look, I laugh when I'm able to laugh. You don't hear me laugh when I laugh. Look, I laughed when I did my show yesterday. Not yesterday,
serious.
I'm sorry.
We have to sit back and all laugh. It's good to laugh.
I know it is. Laughter makes a lot of things easier.
It does.
But I know
Lumpy makes a very good point. We haven't heard you laugh. We've heard you fart. We haven't heard you laugh. I've heard you burp.
You've heard me burp. You heard me
I've heard
fart.
you fart. Yeah. Where's the laughter? Purple Belt Mike says you're an elite farter.
Gee, thanks, Purple Belt Mike. At least you're not a fart smeller like Meg.
Did you get a laugh out of Gary's Jaden Daniels take? Cactus Johnny wants to know.
I wasn't really laughing at all. I was starting to understand where he was coming from to some extent. Look, I know Gary's takes can be a bit unorthodox, but I somewhat understand where he's coming from. I don't think he's an idiot, like some people think he is. I don't usually agree on his food takes. I usually don't agree on a lot of things he says, but I'm not. I think he's a smart man. It's just that I think sometimes he has a different way of getting his point across.
I see.
I know he's put point in the hole, but I don't know why people put people they don't like in the hole. I mean, unless they're a garbage troll, that's another story. But look, I just
Tom
can't
Hayes
wait for
wants
this.
to know. Great question from Top. Can you fart
I
on
can't
command?
fart on demand. No.
You sure?
It just gotta. When it comes, it comes.
And do you plan to continue to just let it rip on the Charles Gorman program?
I don't always fart on my shows, but if it happens, it happens.
But when you do, they're iconic. Would you agree?
Yes, they're iconic.
Okay.
I was also saying I forgot that the Nets retired Vince Carter's jersey. That makes me very happy because I'm a huge Vince Carter fan. Him and Brooke Lopez were the main reason I became a Nets fan growing up. I know the Nets stink, but hey, they've retired one of their best players of all time. Are the Knicks playing tonight? I think they're playing the Kings.
They're not playing tonight. They played last night. Your father's watching. He says, son, please stop farting live on camera. You're representing my good family name.
Sure thing, Dad.
I still want to meet Dennis. He seems like a great guy.
Yeah, sure. He's downstairs busy right now, so.
Gia still wants to date you, by the way, if you're interested.
No, I'm not interested, Gia. It's nothing personal. It's just
business.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay. Your dad just invited me over for dinner.
Oh, sure thing, Jake.
You don't sound enthused by me joining you guys for dinner. What's the problem?
Nothing. I'm just saying whatever.
I mean, that's not the response I want from you, Charles. I want you to be like, yeah, Jake, definitely come for dinner. We'll have chicken soup.
First of all, we don't always eat chicken soup. We have other meals in the house.
All right, well, what can I expect if I do show up for dinner? Like, on average, what's the typical dinner?
Sometimes we order pizza. Sometimes we order out Chinese food. Sometimes my mother cooks, pasta, chicken with the garlic, with rice.
I see. John with a joke. He says, random joke to make Charles laugh. What do mermaids use to wash their fins? Tide.
That's a good one.
That's
a good one.
It's pretty good. Beastbreaker wants to know, how about Mexican food?
You know what's funny? I like Mexican food, yes, but I don't eat it as often as I probably think I should. I mean, for years when I was growing up as a kid, I had a distaste for Taco Bell, but a couple of years ago, I tried it for the first time, and I've liked it ever since.
Oh, we know you like Taco Bell, you dog.
I like their. Would you stop with the farting?
This is you.
I'm not farting for real.
Hey, I hear some beeping.
That's my 360. I accidentally hit the eject button for the disc tray.
I see. Anything else on your mind tonight, Charles?
Can't wait for baseball season. Glad CeCe's in the Hall of Fame, along with Ichiro Suzuki.
Tom Ace writes in, Charles would not give you the shirt off his back for you or invite you over for dinner. I'm starting to get that sense too, Tom. It's disappointing.
Give you the shirt off my back?
Yeah.
What's your shirt size?
I'm a large.
I'm a medium. So there you have it.
I see. Luppy with a joke for you, Charles. How many Gormans does it take to screw in a light bulb? 3. 1 to get the ladder.
This is a shitty joke.
1 to put in the light bulb, and 1 to cook the chicken soup. You don't think it's a good joke?
No, I think it's a stupid one.
Come on.
Nice try, Luppy.
I think he put a lot of effort into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
How you doing, Mr. Gorman? How you doing?
Good, Mr. Luppy. How are you?
I was making a little joke. You didn't like it?
Look, I get it. I made my thing about my chicken soup a couple of years ago, but my mother does other things other than chicken soup.
You know, once it's on the internet, it's never going to be played out. You know that, right?
What?
You're going to have to deal with that the rest of your life. You're on the internet. You know that.
I know. Shit happens.
So, when was the last time you changed the light bulb?
Oh, a while ago. I know it. I got the joke, but it's just that the chicken soup part just kind of turned me off from it.
Oh, it's about you. That's what the joke was. It's about you.
I know it was about me, but I rarely get involved with fixing the light bulb unless my dad's
You
like,
could have made 5 of them.
"Give me the other light bulbs downstairs." You know what I'm
your
saying?
ass cheek so you can fart. I could have put that in there.
I know people make jokes about me farting. They make jokes about me burping. They make jokes about me and my chicken soup. What's next?
There it is. Was that me or you?
That was Jake and Gator probably making the fart noises. Me, my ass is fine.
There you go. So, you did have pork tonight. So is that acceptable to Gary?
Look, man, no disrespect to Gary. I respect the man as a family man, as a person, but if he doesn't like pork with pasta, I missed the part where that's my problem.
I know. I'm making right now. I'm making penny alla vodka with chicken parm. Waiting for my kids to.
Penny alla vodka with chicken parm. Oh my god!
That's what I'm doing right now.
You're killing me.
You have 2 farts tonight there.
You're killing me, man. I love penny alla vodka with chicken. I love chicken parm.
I think we need another ding, ding, ding. Bring Gary back in, but he's a little too angry. He's got 3 pounds of meat in his colon right now, so that's why he's so angry. Worst Rumble ever. We all get along.
Gary, I'm glad you think so.
I don't fight. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Same here.
Yep.
My father taught you know what's funny in today's society? I'm glad you brought that up. Today's society is so soft, they're not willing to defend themselves. My father taught me when I was a kid, don't put your hands on anybody, but if they put your hands on you, you have every right to defend yourself.
Absolutely right. Let them swing first, because then they'd be sorry.
I think the second one. Excuse me.
Excellent job there, Charles.
That wasn't really a rumble, it was just a conversation. But anyway, you know, I'm glad Luppy brought that up because, you know, my mother has been a power professional for over 30 years. And she tells me what goes on in the schools and whatever. Kids today, they're not allowed to grow up. They're not allowed to defend themselves. And to me, that's disgraceful. I know this is a football show, not a philosophy show, but I always believed in this. If you're going to start something with me, I better might as well finish it. The last time, you know, when I was a freshman in high school, I told a kid off in the locker room because he was talking crap about me and my mom. And I walked to my locker. This was happening in gym class. I was getting changed, and the kid who was like skinnier than me, but a couple inches taller than me, pushed me. And I was like, you son of a bitch. I didn't say it out loud. I said it in the back of my mind. So I took off my glasses, walked up to the kid, grabbed him with my 2 hands, and I pinned him up against the locker. And oh my God, doing something that is so simple. Everyone in the locker room went crazy as if it was New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. It was insane. And one of the gyms just walked in the locker room like, what the hell's going on over here? And after about a couple of months, the kid that I defended myself against was quiet like a little church mouse. When I was able to fight off the bullies, yes, Dave Bricker, when I was able to fight off the bullies, yes. I've got my ass kicked, though. Let me tell you, I've got my ass kicked. Trust me, I've got my ass kicked plenty of times.
Now, before you go, Charles, did you see the clip of you in the movie Step Brothers?
Yeah, you showed me that.
Oh, I did? I wasn't sure if I played it for you or not. I do a lot of shows. It all blends together.
Step Brothers was an interesting movie. Not exactly one of my favorites, but it's an interesting movie.
I see. All right, Charles. Well, I appreciate your time as always. Good insight.
Thank you. And Luppy, take care. Enjoy your meal. And FYI, you having chicken alla vodka and chicken parm makes me hungrier. Love that shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Gorman. We're here with Charles Gorman. Charles, you're about to get into your Uber, which I called for you specifically to leave Don Jose Mexican restaurant. Give us the breakdown on the night. Did you have fun?
I had a good time. People were very nice. The food is good. I'm sorry I couldn't stay for long. My parents wanted me to be home at a certain time. I know I'm a grown-ass man, but their house, their rules. If you guys want to, do something like this, I'll try to come to it. Anyways, have a good day and stay healthy and God bless.
Charles, thank you for the time.
You're welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, there he goes. Charles Gorman, everybody. One of one. A legend of our time. Go Jets. God bless America. What a night that was. We all were feeling good about the season. At Don Jose's. More meetups to come. Charles, great call. And that's why Charles is going to be tough to beat in March. He's going to be tough to beat in the tournament. There's no doubt about it. Chris says, did he just insult me, put him in the hall? I think he was more against anyone being sent to the hall, Chris, but he might have insulted you. I don't know. Rex Ryan said, sad to see my Bills out, especially Matt Collins. Yeah, is Rex anti-Jet now that they didn't give him the job? I mean, he knows Aaron Glenn, so maybe he's got some respect for him. I don't know. I'd be curious to hear what Rex says. Let's get to more of your calls here. Look, I try to be fair on the show. We go in order on who's next, and some of you might not like this, but you know what? I'm fair, if anything else.
B-Mac, look at my TV. B-Mac, I love Aaron Rodgers. Jets, go Jets.
Hey, Jake, good evening to you. I know my internet, hopefully my internet can, is good and it can hold up, but can you put me on camera real quick by myself, because I need to explain something.
I thought you were retired. I'm very confused by this whole thing.
Well, I'm semi-retired. I'm like Michael Jordan when he left and when he went to the Bulls, retired from the Bulls for the year, and then he just loved his game. I mean, I love the game so much, and he wanted to come back. So I just love the show, and I wanted to come back. So
why don't you take off the headphones once and for all? Because I'm convinced that's part of your choppiness. Just remove the headphones, just talk into the mic on your computer, and that's it. All right, once and for all.
Is that good?
Give us the alphabet.
A, B, C, D, E, F.
I guess it's a little better, maybe.
Right. Well, can you put me on I gotta say.
Now I hear every other word coming out of your mouth. You're requesting full screen, it sounds like, for what?
Well, I just want to let people know that those who say I hate women,
Mario says he still has 2 mics plugged in. BMAC, go into settings right now. You see down below there's a button that says settings on StreamYard?
Yes.
Click that and then hit audio and make sure whatever your computer mic is, it's connected. So if you're on a MacBook Pro microphone, it will say. Or if you're on a Dell, look for that, whatever it is. I can't take it anymore with your shit internet. I'm not doing this, all right? If Ricky NY could figure it out, you could figure it out. Call in from your phone. You have an iPhone? Just click the link and do it that way. I can't take it anymore with your shit internet. I'm not doing this, all right? If Ricky NY could figure it out, you on YouTube? Call in from your phone. You have an iPhone? Just click the link and do it that way. Are you on YouTube? All right, goodbye. Goodbye. Done. Not doing it. Not doing this. I can't. I give up. It's not that hard. It's 2025. Oh, my God. Money Man writes in, or Monkey Man writes in, BMAC is embracing Beastbreaker strike, first strike, hard by watching Cobra Kai. We don't know what BMAC is doing because he can never figure out internet in the 3 years or 2 years he's called this show. It's amazing. And also, BMAC, you won a free hat like 3 months ago on one of the raffles, and you never gave me an address, so I moved on. That's gone, too. One of my listeners entered you in the raffle, and you won. And you didn't have the decency to get back to me and tell me where to send your hat you won. Good God, man. Have some shame. Ladies and gentlemen, Barbarossa's up next. He always has great connection. What's up, Barbarossa?
Man, Jake, I checked my internet just for this call, just so you know, man. I just wanted to say a couple things. The second thing is about Gary, but the first thing is about Aaron Glenn. I really liked what he said. Just like, I'm not Bill Parcells, I'm Aaron Glenn. It really just reminded me of just the wrestling coaches that I had when I was a kid, and just the hard nose and just like not being a bitch about stuff. And the second thing with Gary, like I think I had a stroke listening to him talk for that 10 minutes. I mean, I was trying to get something done on the computer, but I don't know. I literally couldn't think with him talking. And it was like, oh, good God.
He's just I don't know. Like, I do know why that's him. I've taken his calls now for 2 years, but like, he's He's just so stubborn for no reason.
Mhm.
Like, it's okay to acknowledge, hey, I was a little off on this, but I was right. Like, it's like no one bats 1,000, and Gary refuses to ever acknowledge that he got a take. Like, stop saying you wouldn't take Jaden Daniels in the first round a year later. You would. You're an idiot. You're not a good NFL evaluator if you wouldn't after that. You can't argue with him.
Yeah, Gary's striking out looking and said, if I swing the bat, I would have hit a home run. But he's just striking out looking every time. As much as I like the guy, but yeah, it just that was something. I have to say that was very entertaining. I think I went through a beer and a half while you guys were doing that. So like that, cheers to you guys. There's Lunar New Year tonight, so I don't even have to work tomorrow. So cheers to everybody who's in that. I don't know if anybody else doesn't have to work, but cheers. And just Jake, this is just generally, even though we suck. This has been generally some of the most entertaining, fun, just media that I've ever consumed. That I get to come home and chill and just laugh at the for fun. I just get to laugh at all the great characters and I just want to shout out Beastbreaker too. I think I've really come around to him. Love his takes in general, even though he's a little too much gabagool here and there. But I love his I love his takes. He's got a great taste in music. We need to get some kind of cover song with Beastbreaker and the basic. I play guitar too. We get some of us together to do some kind of heavy metal cover song for the Jets. I would love that. That'd be a lot of fun. The music video can be shot in Beastbreaker's attic for maximum efficiency in metal. I would love that shit. So hopefully the off season we have some good fun stuff to do because I'm looking forward to it. Even though we've got a long off season ahead of us. But cheers to everybody and cheers to you, Jake. Take care.
Barbarossa, you're the man. Great call. Barbarossa's awesome. He's a good dude. He better be in March. I'm not on the committee, but I think that guy is a top 68 caller without a doubt. Great call. And for those who missed the argument between Gary and I earlier, here's a short clip on what happened.
Would you take Robert Griffin III again in the first round?
I mean, at what
just
point?
Yes or no, Jake. Just yes or no. This is not a preamble. It's not filibuster. It's not Spurs about 50 things. Yes or no. Would you take? There you go.
Second. Oh my God, dude. We happen to be arguing on the moon because Gary, he doesn't think the moon landing was real. Unbelievable. Well, I'll tell you what. You heard this guy just get referenced by Barbarossa. I think it's time to unleash the beast. More of your calls right now. No way.
Holy crap, here comes Beastbreaker 666.
Why don't you get your fat ass on a treadmill and go the distance with me?
Is that Bobby Midnight?
I'm not into politics, and I already told you that.
I might be big, but I'm going to be bad enough to put you out.
Beastbreaker always has some salient points.
Beast.
What am I working on? Swing motion. See how that works? Good motion right there. There's a good shot. See that shot?
Give us your swing. You're Mickey Mantle in the box. Here we go.
That's how you're supposed to do it. You butt and you throw and you go. You 1, 2, 3. Then you run. This fight with you and Gary, I should have said, hey, back it up, you two. Back it up. Back it up. Fuck you, Jeffrey. I'm gonna knock your head off.
Beast. I'm sorry.
Now look what you've done. Beastbreaker 666. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to cut your call off and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. Do you understand me? You catch my drift?
Are you seriously on crack? I think
give them another 24 hours to think about it.
How about you bend over and taking up the booty hole behind the 7-Eleven?
We will see you later. Jeffrey R. has sent Beastbreaker to the hole. Second person sent to the hole today, joining Gary in the hole. Man. Just as Barbarossa said that Beast was growing on him, and man, Jeffrey R. had other ideas. If you want to say Beast, if you want to bring him back, 10 memberships, and we'll get him back. But Beast, if I bring you back, someone does. I need you to be calm and not respond to the chat. Just make your points and let bygones be bygones. By the way, there is an updated Beast Breaker emoji that Gator made that I added because we had so many memberships the last few shows, so we had enough. I see 10 memberships that have just been gifted here. Uh-oh. Is Beast back? 25 has gifted 10. I need clarification for 25 in the chat that this is to free the Beast. I need a verbal clarification. Chat's going crazy. Is it for that 25? Ladies and gentlemen, a new lease on life for the Beast has just occurred. It's time.
You know what time it is? A Beast Breaker 666. I'm gonna take my fist and shove it up your ass, and then he gotta go. Can we do a rap? Let's say, B, man, is so weak. Bad internet, bad connection. He's so weak and blind. Can't think straight. He's too stupid to know that he's got very bad internet.
Beast.
That's one for B-Man because he is.
Beast, I got some bad news for you.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Jeffrey R. has done it again.
Now look what you've done. Beast Breaker 666. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to cut your call off and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. Do you understand me? You catch my drift?
Are you seriously on crack? I think
Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
How about you bending over and taking up the booty hole behind the 7-Eleven?
That's tough because 25 wanted the Beast free, and Jeffrey R. is like, psych. Beast, keep doing what you're doing, man. You know, you're winning people over. It's just going to take some time. 25 right there. I'm tagging somebody else in. I'm broke. Man. By the way, Jeffrey and 25, you will both be entered in the raffle. Jeffrey, we got you down for 20. 25 got you down for 10. The Namath helmet, the grandest of prizes for Super Bowl week. Klecko helmet and Aaron Glenn photo. Top 3 prizes. I'm going to add more, too, if we keep getting this many memberships. Look, if you want to bring back the Beast, 10 memberships or a $50 super chat, we'll do it. Ladies and gentlemen, 25 has done it. He is saying, not so fast. Beast Breaker's back.
Beast Breaker 666. $50. Will send his ass to the hole where there's no gabagool.
Beast?
I'm calm now, but that fight between you and Gary looked like a good version of Evander Field versus Tyson. I should have just stepped in and said, okay, you two, break it up. I said, break it up. Now, fight! I would have said that. I would have said, throw the gloves. No, now watch the rabbit punches and don't go below the belt. You go below the belt, it's going to cost you disqualification.
Beast, it's happened again, man. I'm sorry.
Now look what you've done. Beast Breaker 666. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to cut your call off and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. Do you understand me? You catch my drift?
Are you seriously on crack? I think
Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
How about you bending over and taking up the booty hole behind the 7-Eleven?
Ladies and gentlemen, not so fast. The Beast is going to be back. 10 memberships from Rat Diddy to say not so fast, Jeffrey R. Beast Breaker is about to be a free man once again. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
Beast Breaker 666. He's the man who would kick your ass. And then he's gabagool. says he wants to be. Chiefs fan says here, Jake, pull me in with you. I want to show you my bats. Put him in there.
Beast.
Put him in there. Bring in Chiefs
Before the intro was done playing, Jeffrey sent you back already.
Now look what you've done. Beast Breaker 666. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to cut your call off and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. Do you understand me? You catch my drift?
Are you seriously on crack? I think
Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
How about you bending over and taking up the booty hole behind the 7-Eleven?
Jeez, come on, Jeffrey. I mean, Rat Diddy spent good money for that. And before I was done even playing the Beast Breaker intro, that was it. Hey, another 10 memberships for the people out there. If you haven't gotten a membership this show, I don't know what to tell you. You're probably not subscribed to the channel, you didn't like the video, or you're a communist. Or all three. I don't know. But everyone's getting one. So if you got one, it's probably from Jeffrey R. and or 25. Because this is insane. Look, Beast, I'm gonna work my magic to try and bring you back. So stay patient. Don't freak out in the private chat. Don't freak out. All right. Don't let Jeffrey R get to you. He's trying to rattle you. Stay composed. We'll get you back. You have a lot of supporters out there. In fact, I'm going to run it up the poll right now because it's usually 50-50. I'm willing to bet the chat might actually be pro Beast for the first time. Not 50-50 or slightly against. I think Beast has done a lot the last couple of shows. He's been strong lately. All right. I'm running it up the poll right now. Are you pro Beast Breaker? Are you a fan of Beast Breaker 666? Because Beast, I'm telling you, I think you have a lot of people out there who you're starting to win over. All right. Poll is up. Are you a fan of Beast Breaker 666? I'm running the poll up. And, before the show even started, people were chatting with Beast, and Beast said that, Jake, I'm in a bad mood. I'm going to ignore this chat. And Beast has been trying. I can give him credit for that, even if you're the biggest of Beast haters. So we're running up the poll. I think it's going to be a pro Beast poll. That's my initial thoughts. But anyway, let's get to more of your calls right now, shall we? We got some great Asmaniacs on the line, like Anthony, who's next. Hey, Anthony.
What's going on, brother? How you doing again?
What's up, man?
Hey, what do you think about Milroe from Alabama, man? I haven't heard anybody bring up his name.
He had like a run, I remember, in the regular season where people were talking about him. I don't like him in the first round. If you told me they draft him at some point, I think that would be pretty cool, like as a developmental guy. I'm not against that necessarily.
I mean, just the conference he plays in, I like him better than Dart.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, he's very raw, though, so you would really need a real developmental plan for him.
Well, he would be the one to sit back behind Rodgers if Rodgers comes back.
Yeah. Is he? I mean, you would have to really project him out to be, a big time quarterback. And then Will was talking about his hands being small. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
I mean, small hands. I mean, I guess he's not catching the ball; he's throwing it. But whatever, I mean, I don't know. I like Will. Will's good, man. He's a good dude. It's a great show. I don't know. Yeah, that was pretty much really it. I've been waiting since that just to ask that.
Also, Anthony, I was just thinking about this. You said you like Milroe because of the conference, but Jackson Dart plays in the SEC as well at Ole Miss.
Yeah, no, I just realized I said that stupid shit. I just realized it when I said it. I was hoping you wouldn't catch on, but you're sharper than a dart.
All right, I see what you did there.
But I don't know. I just really like Milroe, man. I just really like Milroe. I just think Milroe would fit.
Look, if they evaluate him, and that's the day 3 quarterback swing they want to take, or maybe he's a 3rd round pick. I don't know. I don't think he's projected to go higher than 2nd round at best right now. I could be wrong, but we'll see.
I don't think he would too, because there's so many other quarterbacks that people would take in front of him, because Alabama wasn't that big team they were since Saban left.
Right.
But if Saban was still there, he'd be taking Shadour's spot, because just like Will said, I mean, I love Shador because I'm a Deion fan. I love his dad, so I think he is overrated. But I think they'd be talking about Milroe. Saban was still there.
Maybe. I mean, he's an interesting prospect because he's like a freak athlete, but does that translate? I think you got to get him the right system and the right development, and then who knows?
Yeah, well, I mean, to me, that's any quarterback. And just like and to touch on a subject earlier, I think any backup quarterback is dead cap space as long as the start is healthy. So it really doesn't matter what you're spending on a backup because backups get backup money.
Look, it's a position they're going to have to address. If it's not early this year, it's early next year. So it's just a matter of when they want to start that clock.
And would you like to see them take a corner in the draft? I like that kid from Michigan.
If they took a corner at 7, I don't think people would be that upset. Will Johnson's supposed to be great, so why not?
That's what. Yeah, I mean, you set him up with Sauce. You got 2 young corners you could lock down for a long time.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that. I think you go best player available at 7. I don't think it's a draft where you're drafting for need. It's not like last year where it's like you needed a tackle, you got a tackle, and it worked out for the Jets because it was a loaded tackle class anyway.
And I don't really think we should attack D-line so early in the draft because what's his name? What's his name's coming back? Jermaine. Jermaine's coming back. It looked weak last year because of Jermaine. So you put Jermaine, Quinnen, and the year that McDonald had, and you get somebody else just to sit in there for a little bit, a fatter dude, a bigger dude to stuff that run. I think we got a good D-line.
Yeah, you need a nose tackle or a defensive tackle. I mean, they need someone next to Quinnen. Like Kinlaw's not the guy. They need some guys that are dominant. You imagine putting, the guy from Michigan that everyone seems to like, Mason Graham, next to Quinnen Williams, what that would look like. I gotta be sick.
Yeah, that would be crazy. That would be absolutely nuts. But it's all speculation. We don't know which way they're going.
Yeah, we don't even know what scheme they're running yet. We don't know who the defensive coordinator is, so we'll see.
That's what I'm dying to know. That's what I want to see. Every day I'm on my phone looking. Did they do the OC, DC? I just want to know.
When they do, we'll be breaking it down, Anthony. So I appreciate it, man. Good call. We'll be here every step of the way. Let's say hi to Yeti, who's next. What's up, Yeti?
Yo, what's up, man? How we doing?
Living the dream.
Always. Likewise. Yeah, that's Anthony. He does really good calls, man. That was a really good call. Much respect, man.
And he was really dealing with the crying kid. He had the balance.
He had the little girl. Man, that was cute, dude. That's cool. I love seeing it. And somebody said, "Oh, don't raise them wrong." Like he's raising the kids wrong. But anyway, man, that was really cool. Anthony's a good dude. I like that. Oh, geez. A little bit more salient than other things. Man, all my things were making fun of other people. They're not even here anymore. They're already out the chat. So I don't know. Sorry, I sat here for a little bit. I wanted to talk about the chapstick fingers of Beastbreaker. And I don't know. I'm not that funny right now. Let me go. I'll talk to you later.
Yeti, thank you for the time. From Yeti to the big fella. Hello, big fella.
Hey, man, your call with Gary put me in a darkness retreat, man.
Oh, God.
I don't know how you're not worn out from that, man.
I laugh, man. Like he got me a little bit, but I was more just kind of laughing than anything else. I can't do it with him anymore.
Bro, I would take Jaden Daniels first pick overall this year.
Every NFL team, if they could have a do-over, would take him 1-1 if you were doing a redraft. Like it's not even debatable.
He's going to be offensive player of the year probably. So, offensive rookie of the year. So,
And also Gary acts like he's like the height of like Russell Wilson. Like he's going to add weight as he continues to grow into his body. Like I'm sure he added weight during the season.
Exactly. By the end of it, he'll probably be up to like maybe 230 or something like that, and just be able to absorb some more hits. Because at his weight right now, I could see Gary's point with him being a little frail, but give him an off season with the team and everything, and he'll be fine.
Right.
Now, Butterball, right? I feel bad for
with that. Call him Beastbreaker. Call him his name. Give him that respect, big fella.
I can't. Because it doesn't remind me, but whenever I think of that name, I get like bad thoughts of like animal banging or something like that. I don't want to do that. So I'll call him Butterball, and that's it. And I'm not into the 666 devil worshiping stuff. So But I feel bad for him. You know, he's actually making progress and everything. And, you know, we've been working on him. We've been working on him in the whole rehabilitation center.
That's right.
And BMAC we've been working on too. But his internet is shit. So
it's unreal how he can't figure out how to call the show. It's just like, it's wild to me.
It's not hard. I'm actually calling on my phone right now.
It's
So
easy.
like-
It's really easy.
Yeah, it's really easy, BMAC. Listen, you want to get back in the good graces of the chat, just man up. The chat is very forgiving. You know, you said some stupid shit, and, you know, you have to amend that. But we've all said stupid shit, and I don't think you're the type of guy that would do anything like that. So, you know, I think I'm giving him a second chance. I don't know about anybody else, but I will do that. Anybody, because, you know, he told me, he's like, I get really angry and stuff, and I'm like, don't pay attention to the chat, just talk football. And then when he tries to talk football, his internet's shit. So
Right, you can't hear him.
So, you know, it's like, I don't know, what are you gonna do? But my Butterball, I love you, buddy, and I am very proud of what you've been doing. I do. I love him. I mean, he's been accepting of the rehabilitation, and now he's into the. He's definitely, you know, he's grown into not the angry ogre on the other end of on the other end of the line. He's actually been, you know, personable and, you know, not really trying to shock people, but being loud, but not being like so annoying. So I don't know. That's where I'm at with him. So there you go. And Jalen Milroe, I think, lost to Jackson Dart this year. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I don't love either of those guys. Like, as high as we're talking about, especially Dart. Like, I don't want Jackson Dart with the 7th overall pick. I'm good.
No, me neither. I want him in the second round. That's where I want him. But I'm pretty sure Jackson Dart beat Jalen Milroe this year, because Jalen Milroe is more of an athlete. He can't really throw the football that well. He had one of the best wide receivers in college football this year, and he, you know, he didn't perform, you know, the way he should have. So I don't know. That's just my take. You know, Jackson Dart.
Big fella, can I tell you the Beast Breaker poll has now shifted? No is now leading yes. So I'm shocked by this because it was 54% yes in favor of the man just before.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've tried with him. You know, he's actually done better, and that should be commended. You know, keep it up, Butterball. You'll be all right.
Big fella, good call. Look, I'll play you some recent Beast Breaker moments that might change the audience's perception if you haven't voted in the poll yet. More of your calls right now. No way.
I'm better, Beast. How you doing?
Hey, how you? Hey, you know we sang you that Whopper song. Hey, Jake, let's give him that Whopper song. Whopper, Whopper at BK. We're on the move at BK. Have it your way. You rule.
You rule, yeah.
Hey, I hope you get that job at Burger King, my friend.
I mean, some good stuff there. Also, I mean, you guys heard what Liam Cohen said yesterday at the press conference in Jacksonville? Beast Breaker. So his influence is being felt. Let's get to more of your calls, shall we? Time to say hello right now to someone that this audience knows well. To someone who always talks just Jets and only Jets.
Oh, you know I'm doing another Zoom meeting. Oh, farts, Jake's going live. Gotta end my friggin' stream. I'm Bobby. It's been a good show, Jake. You had an interesting show today.
It's been a wild one, Bob.
I do
Also,
like Beast Breaker.
Tell Mikey, real quick, tell Mikey Midnight that I sent him his signed Aaron Glenn card, and I threw in there a Sauce Gardner card, a Breece Hall card, and a Garrett Wilson card, and bumper stickers, magnets, a Jake Asman cup, and his own jet hat.
Oh, good. He'll like that. Yeah.
All right,
Well, let's surprise him. Let's surprise him.
Well, if he's watching it, we just ruined the surprise.
I don't think he's watching.
All right.
And also Beast Breakers, I agree with Big Fella. He's been changing a lot. So give it to Beast Breaker. He's changed a lot. So then, do you hear what Will said about the Notre Dame quarterback? He's good.
He's a fan of Riley Leonard. Yeah.
I am too. Yep, during the playoffs, he looked good, except we lost.
Gator wants to know how the mac and cheese that Mikey made for you was.
It was great, Gator. Thank you. Excellent.
Do you think it was better than what Charles Gorman had for dinner tonight?
I don't know. I like both of them. I would eat both of them. But I'm still on the diet. So you watch tonight at 10 o'clock. Be surprised. So what else do I like about Gary was crazy. Gary, I do like Janie Daniels. He surprised everybody. Who thought a rookie would go all the way to the final? You know, do you think he would make it to the NFC Championship game? No. I think he surprised me in a lot of games this year. When he beat I think it was, what team did he throw that touchdown on? Wait, oh God, he threw a Hail Mary and beat them. I think the Carolina Panthers, I'm gonna say.
No, he threw a Hail Mary against the Bears in that game.
That's it, the Bears. Yes, the Bears. Thank you. I forgot, but I remember that game. That was a good game.
Cincy Matt writes in, Bobby, you're looking great, buddy. I think your energy is much lower though.
I'm myself. Thank you, Cincy Matt. Yep, thank you. Appreciate that.
I see.
I'm doing good, right? I'm doing good. I'm still happy. Okay, take it easy. Calm down. I'm happy, Bobby. I am happy, right, Jake? I'm happy.
I hope you're happy.
You know, sound happy, right? Don't
I don't know. You just be happy. You don't have to ask me if you're happy.
Be happy, life. What is it? Don't worry. Be happy. From
you gonna sing Bob Marley?
That's him. I couldn't remember Bob Marley. Yeah, that's good. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Charles did a good. I like him. He does.
He was farting a lot today, Bob.
Oh yeah, after Taco Bell, I do some farting too.
Yep.
Dude, that tip farting on my Taco Bells. Yeah, I like Taco Bell, but it makes me fart. And a lot lately, I've been pooping a lot, so on my diet, so that's good.
John writes in, how is there no Jet Talk on here? Can you give me some Jet Talk?
I just did.
Now, give him something. Give him a thought or two on Aaron Glenn.
Okay, John. Okay, let's see next time you call and see what your comments are. Okay, thank you, John, for your comment.
Why not just give him some Aaron Glenn takes? No.
Yeah, Aaron Glenn is a great. I said this the other day, John. If you saw it, I said
maybe he wasn't watching.
Well, that's his problem. I don't care.
He happened to tune in to this show. It's a Jet show. We have the biggest following of Jet fans, and he wanted some Jets talk.
I love Aaron Glenn. He's a great player. He was a great player when I saw him.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Yes, we're built for this shit, John. We're built for this shit.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Put your seatbelt on, John. Put your seatbelt on. Get ready for the shit to happen with the Jets this year. Okay? Are you happy now? We talked about the Jets. I'm not getting angry. I'm just saying. I'm powered up, right? I'm what we called it yesterday, Jake?
You're glenned up?
Glenned up and what you came up with. Glenned up.
Glenergy?
Yeah, that's one. Yeah. Glenergy is good. Glenergy is good. Okay, whatever. Whatever meant for me. Okay.
Tommy says there'll be eruption.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, I can't wait till March. After March. Then I'll have eruption. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. Go ahead with you. Very good, Jake. You're doing a good show today. I am not so sensitive. I'm saying the Jets are going to have a good year this year. I'm positive. Giants are going to have a sucky year this year, so Jets are going to have a great year, Jake. We won't do our predictions yet, right, Jake? Unless we did 12-5, right? Oh yeah, I'm high. Yep, I took the Kush tonight, Jack. I took the Kush. Yes. Bust. Oh wait, no, that's 25. That's in March or after March. I love you, Nate, too. I love 25 too. Bo, yes, Bo's a good guy too. Addison is great. See, Addison's a good one. 25 Bobby. You're still working. Yep, Brad Daddy. Nice to see you. Haven't seen you in ages. Sean Bobby too. Oh yeah, no. Sean, when I was married, I didn't need Viagra, okay? Pipe them. No Viagra for me when I was with my ex-wife. Trust me. No Viagra needed. Trust me. How's that, Jake? Did I do good? Oh, okay. Well, I love your typing, JFO, whatever your name is. Just come on, screen. Let's talk. I would love you to talk in front of my face, okay? Thank you. You still want to see? Oh yeah, I was. Yep. I was the one who invented the wheel. Okay, that's what. Thank you, Clancy. I love Clancy. Clancy's a good dude. I know, right? Matthew Lemke. That's why I need. That's why when I didn't need Viagra, then. Oh, look at Tom Macy's laughing. Tom Macy from. Oh yeah, Jeffrey. You're a very great guy too, Jeffrey. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna hear them in a couple of more days. Job. The lady told me to call this morning. Yeah, from a couple more days. Yeah, you put the bag. I put the. I'm gonna probably cook hamburgers. I want the hamburgers. Okay, anything else, John? Anything else? Hi, Yeti. How you doing? I love my Yeti. Bobby Beasley. Oh, okay, Bobby Beasley. I love when you talk to Beast Break, okay? You give him a hard time. Oh, Ryan, why don't you go blow your ass, okay? That's another thing. This show is awesome. So if you don't like what you're hearing, just go. Okay. No, Zach, Joint Nation, you cannot. Stay away from my top of my head. Thank you, Ravi. I love my Ravi too. Don't forget Ravi. He's great. Purple Belt Mike is the GOAT. Purple Belt Mike, how is your dog doing? How's Maui doing? You're great too, Purple Belt Mike. Oh, okay, Derek. Derek Shirley, do you know how to suck yourself? I think you should. Bye. No comment from you. Thank you. I don't know whoever made you give you a membership. You're a lucky dog. You get a membership. I buy my own, Derek, so I don't need you to get yours.
I'm back. What did I miss? Everything good?
Jake, you took a pee-pee?
Yep.
That's what I thought. Mm-hmm. Well, no, there's a few of them that are, the typist,
Oh, yeah. All type, no action.
There you go.
Yep.
Chicken poop. Chicken poop. It's a family show.
Oh, yeah.
Poop.
Oh, yeah. All right, Bob. I'll let you go,
okay.
All right?
Yeah, you be good. Enjoy your evening.
You as well.
Oh,
no. Go subscribe to Bobby's YouTube channel, The Legend of Bobby Midnight. I think he's like 200 away from being able to make money again on YouTube. Whoa, baby. Rick Kent with a super chat. The big fella's a freaking legend. Rick, I'll get you down to the raffle for 5 with that. And I agree. I definitely agree with that as well. By the way, Rick Kent, I don't know if you caught the beginning of the show because I'm just seeing your comment now, but we got one of your guys as the grand prize for the next raffle. Joe Namath signed helmet. Kyle Clifton says Jeffrey R deserves a superhero emoji. Honestly, Kyle Clifton and Jeffrey R probably hate Beastbreaker the most out of anyone. So I can understand why Kyle Clifton feels that Jeffrey's his hero. Look, I respect Jeffrey, man. Guy's a good dude. He's won a bunch of our raffles. In fact, Jeffrey won yesterday. What did he win? He won something that he already had. So then I sent him a signed Wayne Corbett card and a signed Jermaine Johnson card as, hey, you're supposed to win a ring, but you already have one. So I'm going to use the ring for a different raffle prize. Take a couple more calls before we wrap it up. Wow, 2.5 hours into this. Jeez. PBM is next. What's up, Mike?
Yo, you have to go on Wikipedia and type in Adam Gase.
Oh, God. Does it say he's coaching high school again?
No, it's better than that.
Adam Gase. It's pretty crazy. The first photo that comes up is literally like crazy eye photo. It's
Yep.
Where
Read
am I
his
supposed to look?
So at the top of the paragraph, read the coaching. The head coach of the Miami Dolphins, and then what?
And it says, and the New York Jets from 19 to 20. That's all it says.
Oh, they must have just changed it. It said the Taliban like 10 minutes ago.
You really think that was not going to get fact checked and fixed?
No, but it was there since 6 o'clock. It's
No.
been up for an hour and 15 minutes.
Leave Adam Gase alone, all right?
Someone
Jeez.
was fucking with that.
Leave him alone, all right? The guy, we know what he was.
The
I
screenshot
can't.
is in the Discord. It's pretty funny.
I can't. By the way, I want to give a huge shout out to Jerome, who just bought 2 Aaron Glenn shirts that are
Nice.
available now. Jerome, appreciate you, man. Jerome Strack just bought them. These are available now in the merch store. Shout out to listener Sham for making the silhouette. We are the freaking New York Jets, and we're built
We
for
are
this
built
bleep.
for this shit, baby.
Let's go.
Hell yeah. That's it. I wanted to bring Adam Gase up, but it got changed already, so that sucks.
Look, if you want a little Adam Gase, I mean, I'll give it to you.
And Jet fans are clueless. I mean, they're dopes. They don't know anything. This is a really good hire. Gase is a great coach. Gase is a great coach. Okay, Adam Gase is Kyle Shanahan before Kyle Shanahan. Gase is a great coach.
Great comment from Nate. I just Wikipedia Jackson Dart, and it says he's ass at football. PBM. Purple Belt Mike is on the Jackson Dart campaign. Love that. All right. Couple calls left. I know who we're going to next. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go.
I got my Aaron Muji. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
Hi, Jake.
Hello, David.
Hey, I just switched my internet over for $30 less, so if it goes south, I hope you don't get mad at me.
Oh no. Well, I'll tell you what. I think you're gonna be okay.
Yeah, it seems that way. Pro Beast, pro Charles Gorman, very noble man, in my opinion. And the picture the picture of the GM and Aaron Glenn, and you're pretty young, Jake, but my vision was I think on the cover of Sports Illustrated, it was Minute Ball, who is 7'7", and Spud Webb, and I don't even know if he was 5'2". That was my that was my feel on that.
Yeah. I mean, it is a crazy height disparity. And by the way, David, I find it hilarious that you downgraded your internet and it's still light years better than anything we've ever seen from BMAC.
Well, yeah, well, I feel for BMAC. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you got to look for the best value and the best quality, but I don't know what to say. But as far as Aaron Rodgers, and I think I have a legitimate question then. not to be repetitive and all that kind of stuff. But your buddy Will Parkinson, I kind of agree. He might be in the retirement mode, but I think cautiously optimistic. I would like him to come back, but he has nothing to prove to anybody. And my biggest compliment to him was, when he tore his Achilles, and that the course of that year, he busted his butt to try to come back if the Jets needed him at the end of the year. So my question to you is, when in the next month or two, is there a timeline when we're going to know if Rodgers is coming back or not?
I think a notable timeline would be before the NFL Combine, because that will be the first big NFL event where you're looking ahead to the next season. You're talking about free agency. All the coaching staffs at that point are set, and you're there evaluating prospects, and free agent meetings get set up there. So I think the Combine is the line of demarcation that I think we'll probably have an answer before then, but I think that's probably the key date to look at.
Yeah, it's all very interesting. That's all I got, Jake.
Well, Dave, I'll tell you what. Great call as always, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
I got my Aaron Glenn. I hope you like my Jets take. They call me David T. It's not easy for me to see. Sometimes when I have a few drinks, I slip and fall and break my face. Not that my vision was bad enough. Now I have this dull shit scar.
Great call by David. Dennis Gorman says, I enjoy Beast Breaker's calls. He is very interesting. My son is a fan of him as well. So Charles Gorman's father's a fan of Beast. No winning by 4% does surprise me. Beast was winning earlier. Now it is flipped, but it's still, once again, 52-48. It's always in that 50-50 range. Very polarizing character, that Beast Breaker. I wonder if I ran the poll Beast versus Gary, who would win today after Gary's call. Chris says, I like the Beast. Many do. Some people are afraid to say they like the Beast. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello right now to one of the finest people that views this show. She also lives in Australia. Sarah is up next. Hello, Sarah.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Jakey boy.
Hello,
How you
Sarah.
going?
Wait, how was your Australia day?
Oh, yeah, it was good. It was really hot. Really, really hot. It was in the high 30s. I don't know what that is in American, but whatever it is. In the hundreds or something, isn't
Yeah,
it?
hundreds. Yep. Craig called my radio show Sunday night, our time here, and I was asking him about Australia Day on the air, and I got a lot of messages from listeners after that. They were like, I can't believe a guy from Australia called in.
Oh, really?
Yep. It was awesome.
That's so cool. Well, I just wanted to call in and say a big FU to all the Bobby haters. Leave him alone. That's our Bobby.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
that's basically just what I wanted to call for.
Can we?
In
can
10
we-
days, as Craig has messaged me. Sorry.
I
I'll let you
want to
speak.
share this, Sarah. Everyone needs to know. Tell the origin story of how you were connected with your new lover who's coming all the way to Australia to see you.
Yeah, so it started off with him trolling me. He was mean to me at first.
And who is this person?
Who do you think?
I know. I don't know if the chat knows.
I know
he's
him
not-
as Porky Boy.
Yes,
the great
that's his
Hawk.
real name as well. So Hawk was trolling you in this chat.
I don't know, in Bobby's, I think.
Okay.
And then yeah, he messaged me one day to apologize, and we just got talking. Yeah.
And
that's
then now
basically
he's
it.
coming all the way to Australia. It just happened like that. Very quick. Nothing,
I
nothing
know,
else in
now
between?
he's coming all the way to Australia to see me. How crazy. Hey?
So would you consider me a matchmaker? Because without Hawk watching this show, he wouldn't
Yeah,
have
there's
been around.
lots of people involved. There's my boss, Craig. If I had never started working for Craig, I never would have found your show. And then, yeah, your show is the one that started it all. And then Bobby's, you know, that's where he started trolling me. He's going to hate me for saying this. Sorry, Hawk. And then, yeah, Nick's show, obviously, as well. So there was quite a few people involved. But yes, you're definitely up there, Jakey boy. Good work.
Well, think about it, though. If I didn't start doing this show, Bobby would have never had a platform to be known for people to then watch his show. So basically, I expect to be invited to your wedding.
To the wedding, of course.
Yep.
You'll be there.
I'm getting on a plane. I'm going to Australia, and I'll do the show live from the Hawk and Sarah wedding.
Who said the wedding's going to be here?
Oh, we could do it stateside. Yeah, come to America. That'd be great.
Hell yeah. Get me to America.
I mean, we're still waiting for your visit, Sarah. I mean, what's taking so long?
I know. Oh, okay. It's not that easy for me, Jake. I'm trying. I'll get there hopefully sometime this year, actually. So we shall see.
Now, do you consider yourself a true Jets fan now? Like, is it in your blood? Are you all in?
Yeah, my blood's green.
Love that. Is it true you're going to get married at MetLife Stadium?
Maybe.
All right. Now, is Hawk at a point in his life where, you know, just like many people who only go by one name, Beyonce, Madonna, Prince, he just goes by Hawk as well? What do you call him, Hawk?
No, I don't know if he. I mean, people know his name, do they?
I don't think my massive audience does. I think the Bobby Midnight crew probably does.
Okay. Well, yeah, I call him by his actual name.
Hawk Wilson?
Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I sent him some merch that he's bringing with him to Australia for you and your son Henry. So I wrote on the actual like box Hawk Wilson, and I think he enjoyed that.
I did see that, but also I heard that it was a baby size. So what are you trying to say there, Jake?
That I clicked the wrong item. Well,
yeah.
I told him maybe. Congrats on the sex in advance, if you want me to say it. There you go.
Oh, that's funny. No, thank you for that. I can't wait for them to arrive. I'll pop that on straight away and represent as maniacs. Down under.
Love it, Sarah. Love it. I can't wait to hear all the stories about you two.
Yeah. It's exciting. Exciting times.
And real quick, because this is a Jet show, what are your thoughts on Aaron Glenn, the Jets' new coach?
Oh, he seems great. I like him. I'm a fan. Right. I'm a big fan. Just like Stiggers. Love that guy.
Love it.
What a guy.
Love it. Stiggers. You're a big fan of Quantez Stiggers. Love that.
Yep.
All right, Sarah. Well, I feel like we covered a lot of ground today. Thank you very much for calling.
I did. Yeah.
You said you were going to start calling this show a lot more, and you've been true to your word so far. I appreciate it.
Yep. Absolutely. I hope you have a wonderful night, everybody, and I will see you guys around, I'm sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Sarah in Australia.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Oh, yeah. Now, Hawk, I want you to know when you get on this plane and you go out to Australia that none of this would be possible without me. All right? You might not like me. You might not like the fact that I've sent you to the hole many times for being the ultimate Zach Wilson truther. I've made you look at the Zach Wilson chart. But just know none of this happens without me talking about this damn football team every day. None of it. But have a great time in Australia. That's crazy. Isn't that nuts? That's nuts. He's going to Australia to meet someone he met in a Jet YouTube chat. That is wild. And I can't wait to hear how it goes. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, we got time for one last call, I believe. We're bringing in the closer. Joe Torre is coming out. I just saw him go like this. Here comes Rivera.
It's Chiefs fan.
Guess what? I'm still looking for a job, bitches.
It's Chiefs fan.
I'm just gonna rub my hands together all day.
It's Chiefs fan.
There's a whole lot of DNA on this couch.
Let's hear it for Chiefs fan.
Look, it's my dead neighbor that I didn't kill.
Yo, what up, Jake?
Oh, he's got the Chiefs fan shirt on. Let's go.
Oh, also, I've had this since I've been a little leaguer.
You and Beastbreaker just casually just carry around bats in the
No,
house?
I've had this since I was a 7-year-old. It's old. It's beat the shit.
Well, give me a little swing. Give me a little batting stance here. Who's your favorite baseball player?
No. Hold on. I got to do something first.
Okay.
Little pig, let me in. I'm a big Negan fan. Walking Dead, Negan.
I've never seen the show. I'm sorry. Now, is there any way for you to raise the camera up a little bit so we can see your whole body? Yep.
Can't go full since I don't want to bust this Chromebook open, but yeah. I was really bad at batting when I was playing Little League. 1 for 31, and then when I went to play the outfield, my batting percentage went from to 10 and 31 the next year, and then the year after that, when they put me as catcher and I was bulking up as a kid, I went from 15 and 31 at bat.
Hey, Chiefs fan, stand up again and show off that shirt that people can get at jakeasman.com.
Okay, my bad.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, I got it cleaned.
Looks good.
Thank you.
Now, here's what I think you should do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stand up, hold the bat, right? Get in like a batting stance.
Okay.
And say, my name is Chiefs fan.
I got to take this off then.
I got to tell you what you need to say. I don't know if you can hear me right now. You can't hear me, can you?
I can hear you. 1 second.
All right, you can hear me? Okay. Say, my name is Chiefs fan, and I hit dingers.
My name is Chiefs fan, and I hit dingers.
Hell yeah.
Okay, let me put my headphones back in. I don't want
right.
you guys to hear the background noises of my humidifier. I got a humidifier a few weeks ago as a gift, a late Christmas gift. It's a small one. It's one of the older ones since I know how to use the older models better than the newer models. So I had my friend go out and replace his older model and give the older model as a gift. Because the new models just have way too many damn buttons on it. And a person that grew up in the ghetto with an older model dehumidifier, the ones from the 90s, it's still brilliant that they can still work till this day. The ones that have the copper wire, and they don't have copper wire on them anymore.
I don't know if you were you watching earlier when Rob from Glen had called in?
No, I was making chicken tacos. I made my own sauce from chili paste, chili flakes, spicy jalapeno juice, mixed with a little bit of vinaigrette, and a shot glass full of honey. And then one more shot glass full of honey, and then a shot glass full of spicy honey, which I have. So I made sweet and spicy chicken tacos for dinner tonight.
Very nice. I bring up Rob from Glenhead because Nate makes a good point. You both have very similar haircuts, very similar hairstyles.
Oh, I said this in Nick Shine chat. I got buzz cuts. I'm just ready. If they send me to war, they can send me. They could send me with the rednecks because I'll just be with the rednecks.
Do you think all rednecks had buzz cuts?
No, but like military people have buzz cuts. But like I'll just go with the rednecks because that means I get to be as batshit as crazy as I want if we go to World War III.
Rick wants to know where the cut on your forehead went.
It was a small one. I overreacted. I just don't like seeing my own blood. Like I said from the past, I just don't like seeing my own blood. It just reminds me of all the fighting days.
Would you say no one makes you bleed your own blood?
No one anymore, unless if it's a dentist or they're doing blood work. Which people who don't like blood work, I was 350 pounds, had high cholesterol levels, high blood pressure. If they didn't do that blood work, I'd have been dead the next day. Always get your blood work done, people. In my 20s, I did not take care of myself.
How old are you now?
Turning 34 in 5 days.
Really? You look a lot younger than that, Chiefs fan.
Well, I got a shit ton of wrinkles due to stress through here, but you can't see them because my camera isn't that good. I still I have early gray hair. All that little stuff I started getting gray hair in my teenage years because all the stress, walking home hearing gunshots, trying to stay out of bullshit. And then my the grayness in my hair came in, like little gray hairs came in during my 20s when I had to work retail. And whoever works retail, if you're still working it, I don't know how you do it. Like when I worked retail, I just wanted to grab the most rudest customers and start choking them like Bart got choked by Homer Simpson. So I'm not like when you work retail, you're always on your feet, and then you always have to go places. That's why I didn't like working at Walmart. I'm like I basically told them if I'm gonna work on my feet, I'd rather be in a warehouse working on my feet 24/7, because at least you know shit's gonna be better there. You don't have to deal with some Karen yelling, "This isn't in my size," but she's 2 sizes too big. That's what I had to put up at Walmart at one point.
Stan says, "Don't tell your parole officer any of this."
I haven't had a parole officer since I was 23.
Luppy wants to know how much DNA is on that bat.
No comment. That bat was used in a lot of fights in my 20s, so no comment. I got that back. I got the bat back when I left in 2016. They're like, "Here, take this in case if you're moving down to East St. Louis." And I'm like, "I'm not moving to East St. Louis." And it's like, "I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that." And they just gave me the bat back.
Rick Kent says, "Which is worse, working retail or the suicide hotline?"
Retail. Because suicide hotlines are worth control. Retail, someone set a fire at Walmart in the aisle when I was working, and I'm like, "I am out of here. I'm gone." My boss seen me come in, work 3 hours, seen the fire, and they were spraying that older fire hydrant thing that they had. They had one from the 90s. They didn't ever upgrade. And I'm like, "Oh, I'm not breathing in those 90s chemicals. I'm out. Fuck you." So I don't want to breathe in that shit. Like the Walmart, we'll just use the old hydrants. Like, come on now. Most of those shits don't even work for the 90s.
Tom A says, "Chiefs fan needs a Derek Jeter retirement tour for his time in the get-up."
I'm not stepping back in there after that one incident that I brought up on the stream a while ago. He was shooting up heroin. I'm not stepping back in that. Remember, I was like the last time I was here, I went to go visit my friends and play Yu-Gi-Oh! And I go to spend the night at my friend's house. He's shooting up heroin. That was like a few streams ago, maybe last week or last month.
Yeah. I got you.
And I'm not stepping foot back. The only ghetto I'll step foot on is the West Side, because at least with the Hispanics, it's more chill. 51st and Halstead to 55th and Halstead. That's where I stayed most of my life. And that was crazy. Oh, I never went to prison. I only did a little bit of jail time. I got my record cleared. What they did for me, since I was on bipolar medication, they separated me every time I went to the jail center. So they're like, "Oh, you're on these meds. You get separated into this own cell. You come out 2 hours a day." And by age 20, like when I got my life together finally by age 24, age 25, I'm like, "Okay, I'm never going back." And then when my record got finally fully cleared, there's nothing you could pull up on me. My record got finally fully cleared at age 25. I'm like, "Go, we're clearing everything from your theft as a teenager all the way to now. We're clearing all of this." And it wouldn't be done if I didn't go in and took that reforming school that the Jewish community helped me pay for to go through it, because that school was expensive. It wasn't even a military school. It was like a reforming school, but they had that military attitude. If you acted up, you're going to get yelled at. Like they had someone who wanted to be a drill sergeant but didn't have enough to cut out to actually be mean to people. So it was like a half-assed drill sergeant yell.
Hey, Chiefs fan, I have an idea to kind of end this call in an epic way. You ready for this?
Go ahead.
All right, grab the bat. You're going to get into a batting stance. But before you get into the batting stance, I'm going to introduce you, all right? I'm going to be the public address announcer. I'm a Yankees fan, so I'm going to do Bob Shepard. All right?
Okay, let me
Now batting for the Asmaniacs. Hey, Chiefs, hold on. Before I do this, what number do you want to be?
5 tools, baby. Let's go.
5? All right. Well, 5's retired on the Yankees, but we'll allow it. You're Joe DiMaggio.
No. Actually, you know what? Do 00 for throwback to some basketball players back in the day.
Okay, 00 on the Yankees. Got it. Here we go. Now batting for the Yankees. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change the team name here. Now batting for the Asmaniacs. 00 Chiefs fan. 00. And the pitch.
Yeah, I've had this bat since I was 7 years old, and I could barely lift it at age 7. By age 9, I was swinging this thing like I was a maniac.
It's Chiefs fan.
Guess what? I'm still looking for a job, bitches.
It's Chiefs fan.
I'm just going to rub my hands together all day.
It's Chiefs fan.
There's a whole lot of DNA on this couch.
Let's hear it for Chiefs fan.
Look, it's my dead neighbor that I didn't kill.
Now, what a call. That is how you win a tournament in March. Let's call it for what it is. There are a couple people I know are going on a deep run. One of them is definitely Chiefs fan. There's no way he's not. No way he's not. Fun show. Thank you to Will Pa, who joined like 2 hours ago. Join the Patreon if you haven't. It's the least you could do for 7 hours of daily content I'm putting on this channel, baby. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. You guys are the greatest. Thank you to everyone who watches. The amount of people I hear from now that aren't Jet fans that watch the show, I always get a kick out of it. I swear to you. I mean, Cincy Matt is a great example of that, but there's a lot of people in the chat that aren't Jets fans that just like the characters on the show, which is a very humbling feeling. John, thank you for the kind words here. The show is insanely entertaining. Look, Chiefs fans, the closer. I wasn't kidding when I said we were going to Rivera. You see why. Anyway, thank you all. You guys are great. We're back tomorrow. I believe. No, I don't have any. I'm working on a pretty big guest, but I haven't confirmed it yet. But I will announce it in the Discord first, if and when I hear. We got big things coming. We're going to be at Radio Row next week at the Super Bowl. So there's going to be some big names joining us then. Until then, though, have a good night, everyone. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. We'll be back with our usual 2 shows. Aaron Glenn, take us out, baby. Let's go.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Would you take Robert Griffin III again in the first round?
I mean, at what
Just
point?
yes or no, Jake. Just yes or this is not a preamble. It's not filibuster. It's not Spurs about 50 things. Yes or no. Would you take? There you go.
Second. Oh my God, dude.
Peace. Breaker.